as they were victorious 27-24, recording their second win and league-leading win in the Eastern Kansas League. Now it's the first time on the road for the Stags and the home opener for the Blazers. It's fireworks and smoke. Stags and the Blazers here on the Blazer Broadcast Network and 810 Varsity Sports. Welcome back to Gardner-Edgerton High School. Ryan Ragland with Dave Webb, Dustin Hunt, Nick with the C. Reese at the Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed broadcast booth on 810 Varsity Sports and the Blazer Broadcast Network, where you heard tonight it is the Stags and the Blazers. Stags come in at a record of 2-0, leading the EKL. The Blazers 1-1, having a loss to East St. Louis and a win over Blue Valley North last week. The Stags 2 wins over Blue Valley Southwest and Blue Valley Northwest. Dave Webb joining us here in the Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed broadcast booth, and we've already had the fireworks. We're waiting for the smoke. Coach Grunhardt is feeling really good about his team. The Stags are feeling good. Their first time here in a while here at Gardner-Edgerton, and their first time on the road this year, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how the guys respond.
Kind of interesting indeed, Ryan, but boy, isn't it good to be back at Blazer Nation if you're a Blazer fan, and certainly Blue Valley or Bishop Miege excited about coming to Blazer Nation, and all of the theatrics and the game thrills and things that are going on pregame. Both teams, a lot of similarities. Certainly both are generating some mutual respect for one another and a real rivalry for one another in the EKL League, as Coach Grunhardt takes his team across this field with about 4 minutes to go. Both teams, Ryan, coming in giving up about identical numbers, both offensively and defensively. Bishop Miege comes in scoring 75 points, giving up 52, and Gardner-Edgerton coming in scoring 74 and giving up 54. You got to think the East St. Louis game might have been the stoutest of the 4-game competitions that both teams have been involved with to this point. That was the one lone loss for the Blazers this season, and at the same time set the tone for and gave folks a lot to be optimistic about with regard to the upcoming season. And certainly Bishop Miege has had a couple of good wins as they started their season, because they too are trying to replace some big holes, big shoes on their football team as well.
Well, and you were just kind of alluding to Max Shortell, the quarterback for the Stags last year, now up in Minnesota, he's getting some pretty good playing time. And if the Trojans at USC didn't know anything about Max Shortell, they were going to find out pretty quickly. But the Stags coming back with 9 return starters off last year's team. So, with the Blazers having the young backfield, it's going to be kind of interesting with Trayvon Wrench and Jared Hobby. And a lot of people were talking about what's going to happen to the Blazers after Bubba Starling's gone and the class that graduated there. Well, if you haven't seen the Blazers, they're not going to go anywhere for a while, because they've got a 1-2 tandem that they're pretty good.
Yeah, and Ryan, that's an interesting point, because their Coach Diener made a point last year at the end of the season football banquet, in which kind of saved the highlight recognition and awards for honors for Bubba Starling, and rightly so. But one of the things Coach Diener said about Bubba that I thought was very telling, and it was astute awareness on his part as the Blazers come crashing through their big Blazer aired up helmet, is that Bubba was not only a sensational player, and a very successful player, but he was fun. He was a very easy player to root for, because he just did everything with such class.
And the other thing that he did, a lot of people may not realize, not only was he a great player, he made the players around him that much better, because they had the confidence that, you know what, we don't have to be perfect, so we can go there and we can just play the game that we're supposed to. And sometimes being that relaxed can come back and really be a help to you.
Well, that's exactly right. And where I was going with that, Ryan, is that this whole community, not only the football team, but this whole community fell in love with Bubba Starling and company over the course of the last 3 years. That same love and passion hasn't been established yet for this team. and that's not to take anything away from this team. They're just new faces. They're new guns and guys that have that this crowd, and it is by the way, a huge crowd,
big crowd
here in Blazer Nation. The home stands are completely filled, and as well as starting to the standing room around the edges is starting to fill up as well. But I think as the fans get to see this team, they will start to enjoy and start to be comfortable, and they will start looking forward to the likes of a Trayvon Wrench, of Jared Hobby, and the young guys that are coming up that are really going to be in the highlight of this game.
Right now you can see the team captains for both sides, Trey Parmalee, Timmy Mahoney, Adam Novak, and Nick Shondell for the Stags. And coming up for the Blazers, you have Marcus Williams, Brett Bovitz, also Caden White, plus you have Clayton Dye. As I was looking down, I didn't see which way the ball's going, but I do believe that the Blazers will be getting the ball. But the one thing that, and you know, for all the Bishop Miege fans, they may, I don't want to say made huge, mega points with the Blazer fans, but if a lot of people may remember that a lot of the tragedies that happened in the Gardner-Edgerton area, and unexpectedly, a lot of the Blazers fans didn't realize it, but the Stags fans had a moment of silence due to a lot of the deaths that we had in the area, and greatly appreciated by the Blazer fans and everything. And you heard Coach Grunhardt in the pregame interview that a lot of the Blazer fans were coming up and thanking him for a great game and everything. So there's a very great amount of mutual respect between Gardner-Edgerton and Bishop Miege.
I would agree. Class programs, both sides of the field today, and we are about ready to kick this thing off.
And Athletic Director Michael Bahati, I got to give a shout out to him. He is just a great guy. He'll sit there and talk on the phone, talk about whatever. He's just kind of laid back, kick back, and you got to love their basketball, Jim, don't you? I love it. That's Hoosiers all the way.
Got some tradition to it.
So the Stags are going to kick the ball off right to left, and the kick's going to be by Colin Carter. It's going to be picked up in the end zone by Timmy Seymour. It's going to be a touchback. Blazers going to start the ball 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. And real quick, taking a look at Colin Carter during the pregame warm-ups. This kid can kick it 45-plus, easy with distance to spare.
Well, and that's a good point, Ryan, because the Stags kicked with the wind, so the Blazers are going to be starting out tonight. It's a fairly significant wind, probably 15-mile-an-hour gusting, maybe up to 20 occasionally. So here's Jared Hobby at the line.
All right, set 1st and 10. Trayvon Wrench with the ball, gets across the line of scrimmage, give him about 2 yards on the carry. Real quick, taking a look at the starting defense for the Stags. On the front line, it's going to be Richard Smith, Nick Shondell, Thomas Shemet, and Adam Novak. Your linebacker is going to be Blake Schneider, Brad Ivy, Rudy Estrada, and Timmy Mohani. Your cornerback is going to be Greg Orwick and Quanzi Johnson, and Trey Parmalee, your safety. And here's a fumble by Trayvon Wrench, picked up by Trey Parmalee. And on the second carry, Trayvon Wrench fumbles the ball, picked up by Parmalee. And the Stags are going to recover. They're going to have the ball 1st and 10 in great field position at the Blazer 31-yard line.
That was just a little trap play up the middle. They ran the fake cross buck sweep around the left side, give it to Trey up the middle on trap that they'd had such success with last week against Blue Valley North and in that first game against East St. Louis. So, first big break of the game. In every game, you've got to figure and factor in turnovers. And right now, there's your first big turnover of this ball game.
Right now, the shotgun with 5 wide receivers trips to the left side. Cozart out of shotgun, gets it out to Parmalee on the flat, breaks one tackle across the 30 to the 25. He's going to be brought down at the 21-yard line, close to the first down. And the one thing that Coach Diener talked about in the pregame interview was that Trayvon Wrench is still learning on being the running back on the varsity side, and one of those things you got to learn is how to keep control of the ball.
Yeah, I would agree.
Looks to be just shy of a first down. It will be
so on that last play, Ryan, that last play, Bishop Miege comes up to the line of scrimmage with Cozart up under center. Then they go, he says break, and they all scatter to a no-back set with Cozell, or with Monk. Yeah.
Kozart with the ball with a blocker ahead of him, gets across the 20-yard line. He's going to be down at about the 18. It's going to be a first down for the Stags.
They're going to throw a lot of different formations. Montel Kozart goes up under center the first time, then he says shift, and they all shift out into 5 wide. He takes the ball and throws it over onto the left wing for a quick screen. That time he lines up in the shotgun with 3 backs to his left. They're in a power I set to the left side, but Kozart is lined up, takes a direct snap, runs it off tackle. Grunhard getting the ball into his best and most equipped offensive player's hands right now to start this football game.
Quanzi Johnson just to the left of Kozart out of the shotgun. Coach Grunhard said he's going to give him a lot of different looks. Kozart looking, drop back to pass, and he's going to run it up ahead. He's going to get a couple yards on the play. Nice tackle by Jimmy Orwick. And looks like we have a different linebacker in for the Blazers. That's going to be number 26, Blake Goff, a 6 foot, 178-pound sophomore.
Well, that's a really nice job of that defensive front of the Blazers, though. 3-man rush that time came up the field, and Kozart tucked it and took off underneath, and somehow they were able to squeeze that pocket and get him before he popped the line of scrimmage.
Twins to both sides, blitz from the backside's picked up. Quanzi's going to run the ball up ahead. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at 31. Nice pickup by the backfield to get the backside blitz by Marcus Williams, or Mr. Johnson was going to, or excuse me, Kozart was going to be finding a blue mark on the back of his jersey.
Well, that really was a nice job, and you can see early on that Coach Henry's scheme here is to try to put some pressure on Kozart. They don't want to let him sit back there and look around and then find a lot of space to run in.
Out of the shotgun, have a quad set to the right side. Varsity Blues kind of look. Quanzi looking back to pass. He's got a man complete. Pass is complete to Quanzi Johnson down at the 1-yard line. It's going to be first and goal.
Well, that's a tough matchup for the Blazers. You're right. They went quads to the right side. That means they had 4 receivers over on the right side. They had 1 receiver split to the left side. Coach Neer said he was going to run a hurry-up offense, no huddle. Bishop Miege certainly doing the same thing, and this kid, Kozart, is pretty special. You can tell early. I think they're going to get him promotion there on that play, though.
Have a flag on the play, trying to get the nose guard, who is not the regular Max Knorr, and what it looks like it's Eric Moore, a 5'8", 190-pound senior. Have him listed down as a running back, but he's playing nose right now.
Really undersized up there, but it could be because they want athleticism on that front line, Ryan, and that would be Coach Henry's answer to a running mobile quarterback back there, is to get somebody in there at nose that's a little bit more agile, a little quicker. So let's see if Eric can do the job.
Quads to the right side again. We're going to have a flag on the play. This is going to be motion.
Wow.
On the left end, so back-to-back penalties. It's going to be first and goal. This is going to make it from approximately about the 18-yard line.
Well, I think that was Trey Parmalee, their outstanding wideout. He's isolated single, or he's lined up all by himself over his single wide on the left side, and they got 4 wide out on the right side in a diamond set over there. And Kozart, is just sitting back there. Now they're lined up in more of a traditional power game.
Kozart under center, rolls out to the right side, looking downfield, looking for Parmalee, can't release it. He's going to be brought down hard by Matt Plank and ran out of bounds. Kozart looking downfield for Parmalee right at the goal line, but he was covered well and had to tuck the ball in and run.
Well, I tell you what, there was some really good linebacker play there. Looked like you called
Matt Plank,
but I think that was 20. Well, I saw 25 in there on the play too, and that was Eric Moore. It was our nose tackle we were just talking about. And I think Eric's technique will be just to stand there and read, probably not to put a lot of pressure on upfield, but to put pressure on laterally or horizontally. And we'll try to watch his technique. But this is a big second down play as Bishop Miege goes into a big shift again.
Power right set, second and goal from the 12-yard line for the Stags. Roll out the left side is Kozart. He's looking downfield. He's got a man open, just barely out of the reach of Novak. Brett Bovitz put a nice little head on Kozart as he released the ball, and he had Novak wide open in the corner, just overthrew him by a hair.
Well, I tell you, what a nice play. That was a boot play that we see Jared Hobby run so effectively for the Blazers. They fake the pitch to the right side, and then Kozart just boots out to the left side. You're right, he threw that ball very nicely and some under duress.
split backfield as they shift to the I. Cozart under center. 19 seconds on the play clock. Power right set. 3rd and goal. Cozart rolling out to the right side. Pump fakes. Looking to the backside of the end zone. He's got a man wide open. They're going to say it's incomplete. Out of bounds. Pass was complete to Richard Smith as he got a nice vertical leap. But when he came down, he was out of bounds. It's going to be 4th and goal.
That was a really nice play by the defense back there. It looked like that might have been Austin Goldsmith to put a bump on him as he was right on the back of the end zone. And I'm not sure what the rule is in high school if you're pushed out
or not.
And if it doesn't matter, evidently it doesn't, because it looked like he caught it and then got pushed out of bounds.
Colin Carter with the field goal, and it's good. Check that's no good. Right to the left, 22 yards out. As we talked about, Colin Carter's got a foot on him. He will boot the ball 45-plus yards, but that one just hooked it to the left just a little bit.
He was on the right hash, and he put a big kick into it, but he kicked it right over there into the middle school stands.
So the Blazers going to regain possession of the ball, 1st and 10 from the 20.
Ball will be spotted at the 20-yard.
Well, that's a big stand for the Blazers. You almost look at that as a turnover back to the Blazers, getting the ball on the 30-yard line and not doing anything with it. Miege really squanders an opportunity there.
Trayvon Winch with the ball. He gets across the line of scrimmage, give him about a yard on the play. Nice tackle by number 57. That's Thomas Shamet.
That big defensive front. Actually, they're not too big. Shondell going at 5'11", 235, and Shamet 6'3", 245.
Wrench with the ball, bounces to the outside, cuts it back inside, leans up ahead across the 30-yard line. That's going to be a Blazer 1st down.
Well, you got to like Trey's effort there. He takes it, bounces to the outside. He gets out there, and there's nothing but white shirts, red helmets out there, but that's Trey's 4th carry, I believe. You heard Coach Diener in the warm-up say he's going to carry the mail a lot.
Power right set, Wrench with the ball to the right side, smashes up ahead. He's going to be brought down by number 22, Adam Novak, but not before he gets about 3 yards on the play.
And I think we also heard Coach say that if you can't get on track in 40 carries, there's no track to get on.
Yes, that track doesn't bend another direction. You're to the right.
So Trey well on his way to trying to find that track. 5 carries in the first 6
and if he leaves the ball on the track, he won't be having the ball very much longer. Saw sweep to the left side to Wrench. Leans up ahead, smashes across the line of scrimmage. Give him about a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd and a long 4 for the Blazers.
Well, here was the play. There was this type of play that Jared Hobby was so effective at last week with Coach Diener pointed out 2 4th-down conversions last week. Big plays. This will be another big conversion here if Jared can make it happen.
Out of the shotgun, Hobby rolling out to the right side, looking downfield. He's looking for Avila out in the flat, or check that. That was for Jermaine Lang.
Right now, Thomas Shamet, 6'3", 245-pound senior nose guard, is really putting some pressure on the backfield as he leaked through, and really hit Jared hard as he tried to throw that pass out into the flats there. So they're going to have to shore that up a little bit before they expect to do too much in the passing game.
It's going to be Justin Long, the punter for the Blazers. Back deep is going to be Trey Parmalee for the Stags as he is standing on his 29-yard line.
Dangerous return man.
Kick going up into the wind. It's going to almost a fair catch, but it wasn't. And it's going to be a quick tackle by Luis Avila. And now we have a late flag on the play.
That's Caden White, number 77, come diving in on the pile late for the Blazers.
And coming out limping is one of the tackles, Mason Rogers, 6'7", 240 pound.
Well,
and he's favoring that left ankle pretty harsh.
Well, you just want to hope that falling on the pile didn't hurt Mason, because he was one of the guys down there early with, he's really big. Mason Rogers, 6'7", 235-pound senior left tackle. He's really in some pain over there.
Yeah, they're trying to help him along.
After the play was over, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty, tacked out to the end of the run.
And that's going to wipe out a pretty good play by Luis Avila.
Luis Avila really coming down there.
And I was surprised that Parmalee didn't signal a fair catch on that.
Well, Parmalee breaks that tackle, though, of Avila, and he's got some daylight down the right sideline over there in front of the Miege bench, and so that was really a nice play by Luis. look for Lewis to be playing some corner on defense tonight.
Midfield, 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line for the Stags. As Cozart is under center in a power left set this time. Hands the ball off to Johnson. Johnson with a nice couple moves in the secondary. He leans up ahead. They're going to mark him just short of the first down, make it 2nd and 1.
Well, you can about bet, and Coach Grunner knows this. You can bet as well, is that Quanzi Johnson, 5'9", 161 tailback, Montel Cozart, the quarterback, and Trey Parmalee are incredible athletes, and he's going to get the ball in their hands whenever he can.
There's a smash hit by the Blazer defense.
Little quick
on
pass.
Check that on McKinley Johnson, but it's going to be enough for a first down.
Well, right now the offense for Miege has kind of got the defense of the Blazers on their heels.
Yeah, they do.
Running all kinds of different sets, all kinds of different plays out of different formations.
Cozart looking off to the left side. He's got good protection. Pass is going to be overthrown, intended for Parmalee. And that was one thing that Coach Grunhard talked about. He wants to use a whole lot of different looks, a lot of different sets, and really get the defense thinking. And they're seeing some things they haven't seen on film.
Right now they are really spreading the Blazer defense out, which is going to really put some pressure on the defense, because Cozart, if they ever let him break containment, they've got that defense really widened out, not only vertically but horizontally, and there are going to be some running lanes if Montel ever breaks loose.
Trips to the left, twins to the right. Cozart out of shotgun, 2nd and 10. Cozart's going to keep it, run around to the outside, back to the inside across the 30-yard line. He's going to lean up ahead. He's going to be close to another Stag first down.
Boy, nothing fancy there. It looked like it was a little bit of a quarterback draw. Probably would have broke a little earlier, a little cleaner, had he not run into his right tackle over there on the right side. But he takes a direct snap. He's got trips over here to the left. He's got twins over there to the right. So they're blocking the Blazer defense right now by formation and just by alignment. And they're just moving defensive backs and linebackers out wide, giving that the middle of the field a little bit more room for Cozart to run.
Have a trip blocking set, and ball snap is fumbled. We have a fight for the ball at the goal line, and they're going to quickly signal that the Stags have it. And depending on where it was,
you got Marcus Williams holding the ball.
Yeah, and they did a quick signal on that.
Wow.
And I mean, there was still guys fighting for it.
Well, Cozart was lined up. They were power high to the right side.
And that's the thing I was wondering about, where the ball was recovering. It's going to be past the first down marker.
Yeah, right at the 25-yard line. But, boy, Cozart just bobbled the snap, direct snap right to him. And Cozart, if you watch him, he's pretty close to getting a violation each time on illegal motion, because he's moving right at the snap of the ball.
Got the diamond quad set to the left side. Cozart's going to keep it himself. He looked at the left side, and it was covered. He's going to be down at about the 21. That was almost like a fireman drill.
We became very comfortable seeing that play last year, where there was something made out of nothing by our all-world quarterback Bubba Stalling. Well, that's exactly what Cozart did there. He looked over here to the left. They had that quick screen, flanker screen set up out wide. Boy, the Blazers read it beautifully. I think that was Avila up in it. Cozart looked over there, just pulled it down, decided to tuck it around the right side, and got good yards on first down.
2nd and a long 5. Cozart rolling off to the right side. Pass complete to Novak. Enough for a first down. He's going to be met hard at the 10-yard line by a group of Blazers. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Stags.
Y'all must get the impression or the feeling that Coach Grunhard is breaking out the entire playbook for this game that maybe he's had kind of reserved in games 1 and 2. Boy, what a misdirection play that was. He's faking up the middle, fake to the right. He booted out to the right side, and then he has his tight end leaking out over there on the right side. Nice play for a first down for Miege.
Power right set, 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Cozart drum back to pass. Check that from the 11. He's rolling out to the left side. He's got a man open. He's going to tuck it. He's going to be brought down by Marcus Williams, and I'll tell you what, he had a wide open Richard Smith in the back of the end zone, and why he didn't release the gun, I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, but at the same time, I think he's got great confidence in his running ability, and when he rolls out, if there isn't some pressure from the inside that's forcing him to make a quick decision, he just starts kind of guiding out there with that ball up above his head, right behind his ear, and those linebackers are having a hard time deciding whether I commit or do I stay back. And when they hesitate, boy, he gets off on the go and can split them, and he is fast.
We'll just call it a diamond left set. Cozart rolling off to the right side, looking for the one-on-one, throws it up. It's kind of a jump ball, going for Trey Parmalee, and they're saying that Trey Parmalee caught it in the midst of three Blazers. It's going to be a touchdown for the Stags.
Oh, my goodness. What a catch. What a throw. And then to add insult to injury, I think Austin Goldsmith said something to the official over there that got that yellow flag thrown about 25 feet in the air. So whatever he said really caught the attention of the official.
Probably didn't agree with the call, you think?
And it was a great catch. We had a terrible angle, of course, over here, but if Parmalee was able to catch that and get 1 foot in bounds over there on the sideline,
15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
it was just it was thrown like a fade, but it was just a Hail Mary, really, by Cozart.
Colin Carter with the extra point. Kick is up and good. So the Stags hit the scoreboard first with 2:26 to go in the first quarter. The Stags lead the Blazers by a score of 7-0. You're listening to Blazer Football on the Blazer Broadcast Network and the Stags on 810 Varsity Sports.
These are just a few of the spots. Broadcast Network.
Integrity Communications. Keep our community and the surrounding areas safe by keeping potentially harmful cell phones out of local landfills. Bring them to Integrity Communications, 408 East Main in Gardner.
All Rental. They rent everything from cribs to excavators. Give them a call at 856-8882.
Gardner Bank. Ask Diane about their great 15 and 30-year fixed-rate home loans, including personal service, quick turnaround times, and low closing costs. Gardner Bank, 840 East Main.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Stags go 9 plays, covering 50 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. A 5-yard touchdown pass from Cozart to Parmalee as the Stags lead the Blazers 7-0. 2:26 to go in the first quarter. As Colin Carter getting set to kick the ball off to the Blazers after the 15-yard penalty, and this one's going to go way beyond the end zone, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blazers from the 20.
Well, once again, you've got a situation developing here where the momentum is really shifted over to Bishop Miege's sideline and into their team. They have come out, had a couple of breaks, they've capitalized and moved the football down the field. That last play was just a phenomenal play by Trey Parmalee, as Cozart was really just trying to throw the ball away, I think, and I think he just didn't have enough arm to get it out of the end zone, and Trey actually jumped up and caught it.
On the jet is Tim Seymour. He breaks one tackle, drags Parmalee behind him, and gets driven out of bounds. He's going to mark him down at the 25.
You see, I'm wanting a flag on that.
That was close.
That was close.
We don't have Brad Barnes on the side, but that was close.
They ran the jet sweep. The Blazers ran jet sweep. Timmy went around the left side, took the ball. He kind of got roughed up over there on the Miege sideline.
Power right set, 2nd and 5. Wrench with the ball, smashes up ahead. He may get a yard, but a nice job by the front line with Smith, Shondell, Shamit, and Novak to hold Wrench to maybe a yard on the carry.
Well, you know that Coach Grunner did some film study for this particular game, and that defense is really, really well schooled right now for the power eye G-scheme play that Coach Diener is so famous for, and it's going to force Jared Hobby probably to put this ball in the air.
Seymour on the jet fake. Here comes Wrench on the trap. He's going to lean up ahead, give him about 2 yards. It's going to be 4th and about a long 2. And this is Diener football. This is what he likes. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to go for it in this situation. That's exactly what he's going to do. Power right set. 4th and 2. Wrench with the ball, and he's met up hard. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage by number 57. That's going to be Thomas Shamit. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Shamit is having a big-time night right now. In the first quarter, he has got a couple of tackles for losses. He's put big hits on Jared Hobby when he's trying to throw the football. Boy, this is going to really test the mettle of that Blazer defense as Bishop Miege is going to take over again deep in Blazer territory here at the Blazer 24-yard line, first down.
We'll have to get with Nick with the C. Reese and get a starting possession average for these teams. Right now it's looking pretty good for the Stags as they lead 7-0. They have the diamond set to the right side. Looking to the right, Cozart pump fakes downfield, then he throws it again. He's looking downfield in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Stags. Cozart connects with McKinley Johnson for the 24-yard touchdown pass after the turnover on downs for the Blazers.
Well, McKinley Johnson coming out of nowhere, too. He has a couple of big receptions and looks like a little clone of Trey Parmalee over there. And right now, that athleticism for Bishop Miege really causing the defense problems for the Blazers.
Johnson's first touchdown reception on the year. Colin Carter with the extra point, and it's good. In a little over a minute, the Stags come back and answer the turnover and downs with a quick touchdown. 1:17 to go in the first quarter. Bishop Miege leads the Blazers by a score of 14-0. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on 810 Varsity Sports.
These are just a few of the sponsors. Blazer Broadcast Network.
Wally's Neighborhood Grill. Make sure and try Wally's breakfast menu every day from 8 till 1. Wally's Neighborhood Grill, 808 East Main in Gardner.
Golden Goose Floral. For the best floral arrangements in town, call Marty at 865-8400.
Big O Tires, where every new tire comes with a lifetime warranty. See Les, Jeremy, or Tim about your next set of tires. 331 East Main in Gardner, across from Golden Goose Floral.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Cozart connects with Johnson for 24 yards in less than 10 seconds to give the second score for the Stags as Colin Carter kicks the ball off deep to Seymour down in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback again for the Blazers.
Well, it's going to be really important this drive, Ryan. Blazers down 14-0 with 1:17 to go here in the first quarter. It's going to be really important for Jared and Hobby and company to get something going, to kind of get, for no other reason, just to get some life and momentum back into this Blazer sideline. You got to remember, we've talked a lot about these. There's a lot of big shoes to fill. There's some talent on the Blazer sideline that can fill it, but they're young and mentally probably a little bit fragile in that respect, so they're going to have something good happen.
Hobby rolling off the left side, looking downfield, and it's going to be a wobbler. He's going for Getzman, almost.
They're going to get offensive pass interference there, too.
Yeah, they're going to get Getzman on the kind of the sweep.
And I'm not sure that wasn't a really good play by Ryan, because had he not interfered and pushed the defender off of him, it's liable to have been an interception there. So even though Ryan's going to get penalized for that, that was probably a pretty good defensive play on his part. Pretty smart play.
Well, it wasn't the best pass either from Hobby, as he's throwing that one into the wind, and it just got a big wobble out of it.
And it was rolling to his left, and you've noticed that before, that he feels pretty comfortable. He looks like he feels pretty comfortable throwing to his left, but that time he just couldn't get enough on it. They started, initially he had some room out there, but that space closed pretty quick by the Miege defense.
So it's going to be second and 20 as a host of Stags brings down Seymour.
Well, right now,
check that's Hobby.
It looks like there's a Stag that's getting up kind of slow. He's going to pop up there, but
that's going to be Richard Smith. As we look down, I'm trying to see if Mason Rogers is still in, or excuse me, Mason Rogers is still in, as he had the
sprained ankle there earlier
on the left, and he's playing the left tackle slot, and as soon as they'll be able to break the huddle, and he's still down here, so he's not.
That's not good news for the Blazers. Already a little bit thin on that offensive line.
Out of the shotgun, as we're going to have a flag on the play. Playing the left tackle now is going to be Dalton Mantilla, 5'10", 220-pound senior. So you end up going from 6'7", 240 to 5'10", and 220.
And Dalton, like so many Blazers on this particular team this year, doesn't have a lot of varsity experience. So playing in a big game like this as your first varsity experience, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for Dalton. But you know, Coach Diener has a funny way of motivating people and getting them to rise to the occasion. And I think we had talked in the past that, boy, it's hard to recall games in which Coach Diener's teams just absolutely get blown out. You know, and I don't know that there was an opportunity for that to happen more so than in the very first game of this season when they took on East St. Louis and fell behind early, and it looked like, holy mackerel, this could get ugly in a hurry.
Well, guess what, boys?
And somehow, some way, Coach Diener gets them to a point where they could have tied that game up 22-22 before missing on an extra point and falling late in the game. But
Seymour in motion out of the shotgun, and we're going to have another flag. This one's going to be illegal motion.
That's on the left slot over there. I believe that was
maybe on Seymour because he was breaking that horizontal parallel plane before he ball was snapped.
Well, he was moving forward, and it was either Seymour or it was Lang over there.
Well, Nick's saying it was on Seymour on that one.
Okay. Well, I'm not questioning Nick.
Hey, that's why I've got Nick and Dustin here.
eyesight.
These guys are the best. Out of the shotgun, 3rd and a mile. Hobby rolling off to the left side. He's looking for Getzman, which was open, but threw him too far to the outside to the sideline. And it's going to be 4th and 22 for the Blazers, kicking into the wind.
That was a good defensive stand by Miege. They ended up managing the clock very well there with 15 seconds to go. It's going to force the Blazers to run one more play, and that play is going to be a punt into the wind. And Justin Long standing right back about a yard from the back, 3 yards from the back of the end zone. Well, everything's got to go right here. They've got to get a good snap, and now we're going to have illegal participation on Miege. I think they've got
12 in the huddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, they do on the field. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's going to end up giving Justin Long just a little bit more breathing room. Standing back deep, it's going to be McKinley Johnson. He's standing on the Blazer about the 50-yard line. And this kick is going to be high, and it's going to bounce just short of the 40, and it's going to be down by Getzman at the 39. And that's one that Johnson needs to keep that one a little bit lower and on the line, even though that doesn't give time for the lineman to get down there and cover the punt.
Well, Long didn't do a bad job, though, Ryan. That's about a 30-yard kick that is in a tough spot. But it is going to give Bishop Miege at least one more opportunity to throw the ball with the wind. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Grunhard does here with 8 seconds to go if he goes back and tries to hit a home run.
Real quick, I got to do a shout-out to the boy. He's down in Wichita listening, and he just got done texting me, losing Mason is huge.
Yeah, I would agree.
So 1st and 10 for the Blazers, or from the Stags from the Blazer 39-yard line. Cozart's going to be brought down by Matt Plank. That's going to be a loss of about 6 yards on the play, and that might be just what the doctor ordered to try to get this Blazer defense kicked in, but they need to get one more big play out of it.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Diener was thinking, or Coach Henry on the defensive side. They had 7 dropping back on coverage and just put a 4-man rush, and they were thinking that Grunhard would probably go deep, and that looked like what Cozart was trying to do there.
At the end of the first quarter, Stags lead the Blazers 14-0. We'll be back with the second quarter. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on 810 Varsity Sports.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hickman Heating and Air, servicing and repairing all brands of heating and air conditioning equipment. Give Don a call at 856-7730. Hickman Heating and Air.
Pizza Hut. Why not take a pizza home after a Blazer win? Give them a call, 884-6116.
Ace Dent Removal. Call Terry for all your hail, dent, and door ding removal needs at 485-2524 or find him on the web at acedentremoval.com.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Thank you. Great job. You're very much appreciated. At this time, we would like to thank all the officials for their hard work and dedication to the game. You know, it's not easy making a decision in a split second, but because of the training our officials have gone through, we know that their decisions will be the right ones. So the next time you see an official, you should let them know how much you appreciate their time and effort. This is Jamie Lockwood from Silver Lake High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association. and the student varsity.
On the play is Quanzi Johnson on motion, given it by Cozart, and he gets around the corner down all the way past the 30-yard line. Real quick with Nick with the C. Reese giving us the stat. Blazers average starting field position, obviously the 20-yard line. They've had it 3 times. Bishop Miege on the Blazer, 36.
That's putting your defense just in a rough spot, Ryan. Almost unreasonable and an impossible spot.
Cozart yelling out to Parmalee on the left side. They have the diamond on the right. Cozart's going to keep it himself, tries to cut it inside, gets across the 25-yard line, just barely missed by Jimmy Orwick. But Cozart, with a nice run on first down, gets 5 yards.
Anytime a coach has the luxury of calling plays and then allowing or factoring in the athleticism to make plays out of bad situations or to overcome missed blocks in this case, well, what a luxury for a coach to have. Certainly that's what Grunnard has right now.
Cozart keeps himself, but he's going to be brought down after about a yard. He's going to be brought down by Plank. And it looks like Max Knorr, who's back in at the nose guard.
This looks eerily like the Blazer offense last year, doesn't it? The Cozart show, it used to be the Starling show for the Blazers. Boy, I tell you, the ball is something happening with him. Looks like about 75% of the time. He's either carrying it or throwing it.
So power right set, Cozart under center. As he hands the ball off to Johnson, spin move behind the backfield. He gets up to the line of scrimmage, tries to bounce it outside, but he's going to be brought down by Bobitz Williams. And it looks like that's going to be Austin Goldsmith. So it's going to be 4th and about 5 with the wind in their face. And it looks like Coach Grunhardt's going to go for it here.
Both defenses up the middle have played relatively well tonight. The Blazers have not given up a lot of ground inside. Certainly Bishop Miege's inside defense has been playing well. Big play for the D right here.
Trips to the right side, 4th and 4 for the Stags from the Blazers 22-yard line. Cozart looking left on a slant, pass almost intercepted. They're going to say it was, now
it
we
needs to hit the ground. It needs to hit the ground.
Yeah,
it's 4th down.
Yeah, we had one, which is going to be better if he didn't catch it.
Yeah, don't.
That's
not a problem.
That's
not
okay.
a problem.
Well, that one we'll give you.
Well, they're Coach Henry dialing up the blitz that time, putting a little bit of pressure on. Although Cozart did have his man open there, he just kind of underthrew it. But you got to credit some of that underthrow to the pressure that he received from the blitz.
So 1st and 10 for the Blazers from the 22-yard line. Toss sweep to the right side to Wrench, cuts it back to the inside. He's going to get across the 25-yard line, marking down at about the 26. It's going to be 2nd and about 6.
Well, that's a good first down yardage play right there. And Trayvon, Coach dialing up a toss sweep that time, trying to get Trey a little bit more to the edge instead of plowing off tackle and up the middle. And I tell you, Coach Nino will keep probing along that defensive front until he finds a place that Trey's going to get hot at.
Wrench smashes up the middle on the give. He's not going to get very far, marking down at about the 28. It's going to be 3rd and about a long 4.
The offense was so complete last year for the Blazers, not only just with Bubba Starling at quarterback and your Brett Jensens, your Ryan Webbers in the backfield, but also you had some people up front. And we've talked about this early and often, Ryan, about the center position, Lucas Powell, and what a big position he filled last year. No pun intended there, but trying to fill that blocking assignment is big for the Blazers.
We're going to have a automatic first down on the motion or the encroachment by the defense. We'll have to double check the white hat, but that's the indication I'm getting. It's going to be encroachment. Blazers, that saves the Blazers. They were 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions.
You know, we were talking about that interior offensive line, and it's anchored there by Greg Hopper at right guard and Denton Lawrence at left guard and Jacob Fratz at the center. Of course, Greg Hopper was a starter last year, but Jacob and Denton new to those roles this year, and going up against EKL, those are tough assignments.
They give the ball to Seymour on the jet. He gets up to the 35-yard line, give him a gain of about 2, and that's an interesting play for Seymour on that jet because he has to make a read on that outside block if he wants to cut it in or if he wants to bounce it out.
Yeah, Timmy, more of a north and south, more of a straight line runner. He doesn't quite have the cuts like Trayvon Wrench does, but I tell you, if they can ever spring Tim, he is some kind of fast. So they'll keep running that play, you can be assured.
2 yards on the carry. Seymour on the jet, fakes the handoff. Hobby's going to keep it, tries to get around the corner. Wow. He's going to be brought down by Brad Ivy, and I do believe in the backfield also was Richard Smith.
I got to tell you, Ryan, you've got good eyes up there.
Do I?
I'll tell you what, you're your own spotter, and I don't know how you do it because all I'm seeing is just clumps of white, clumps of blue down there.
Well, see, in second grade they had this little speed reading thing where you had it covered and then you had this little click and went, did you see the word? Well, yeah, it was that. Well, I don't know, maybe that's where the training came in.
I missed that
all the way back from Miss Wonderlick's class in second grade.
There you go.
Bobby rolling off to the right side, looking downfield. He's got Seymour at the 40-yard line, leading up the head. It's going to be 4th and about 3. And again,
4th and 3, coach is looking it over pretty good.
Well, let's see. We have plenty of plays we're listed down for 4th and 3.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to go ahead and punt it, probably because he has the wind here. But
yeah, try to get a little field position.
The fact that he was even considering it, I think, has to be a tribute and a great compliment to that Chris Henry defense right now, because they have, even though 14 points are on the board, they've been stuck in some pretty tough situations and came out of those tough situations a couple times really good shape.
Long punting the ball again, this time to the left side, and it's going to bounce over to about the 25. Take a little bit of a blaze roll down to the 22. It's going to be marked down by Luis Vila. The deepest starting field position for the Stags, actually the first time in their own territory.
Well, that's a pretty good punt by Justin, doing a good job there. Punting, he did, like you said, he kicked that one low, line drive, crossed a little bit of a cross field kick, and ended up being about a 40-yard punt, I think. So we'll see if the Blazers can start moving this field position back toward the advantage of their offense.
Well, now we've got a different down lineman. We've got Eric Moore, Max Knorr, Eric Moore, and Jimmy Orwick. So Dalton Kirk is out of the right defensive side now. So a little bit of mix-up, trying to get some kind of combination going. Johnson getting met in the backfield. He's going to be met hard by Marcus Williams and Eric Moore.
Eric Moore stepping in, number 25. He is about a 5'9", 190-pound senior, and really doing a nice job in there. We haven't seen him in that position, but that's a nice adjustment with regard to getting a little bit more athleticism on that defensive front.
Starting to get a little bit of a haze, starting to fall down, but nothing too serious. Power right set, but we out of the shotgun. As Kozart's going to keep it up the middle. He tries to lean up ahead to the 25-yard line, give him about 4 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Boy, nothing fancy there. Kozart just taking the direct snap and going right up the middle, dead over that center, and pretty tough yards to be found up there. Jared McDermott gets a tackle there, and Jared comes in. Another one of those guys getting his first varsity action this year as the leading solo tackler. He comes in with 14 points. Number 2 point getter on that defensive side with 37 for the Blazers.
Stags 2 out of 4 on third down conversions. Kozar looking to the right side. He's got that's Johnson complete at the 30-yard line, but he's going to be stopped short. It's going to be 4th and a long 2 for the Stags.
I tell you, that's a heck of a play by Luis Avila over here. Lewis had him one-on-one. I believe that was Lewis that brought him down, number 6. And Lewis, a 6', 165-pound senior that drew the start tonight over there on the left corner side. He had Parmalee one-on-one and brings him down with kind of a one-arm tackle to save the Blazer defense there, bring up a 4th and 3.
So the Blazers hold back-to-back as Russell Gray barely gets this one off into the wind, and it's going to be out of bounds. We'll have to see where they mark it. My guess is about the 50 as he keeps walking. 49-50.
And it's a good thing.
How good is that?
Well, it's a good thing he shanked it, Ryan, because the Blazers had pump block on that time, and they were coming.
They were bringing the house.
And had he kicked that ball straight, I think Austin Goldsmith would have got a hand on it. So here, slowly but surely, the field position is starting to turn a little bit, and we'll see if the Blazer offense has just got to have a big play to kind of get themselves rejuvenated. If they can get that going, get some momentum, I think good things will start happening for them.
They give it to Wrench on the quick hit on the misdirection as he gets up ahead to the 43-yard line of the Stags.
Boy, your observation earlier, or Jeff's observation about not having Mason Rogers and what a blow that is to that offensive line, that's certainly going to make this challenge of getting the offense kick-started that much more difficult.
Toss sweep to the right side to Wrench. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And I'll tell you right now, Brad Ivy's having a night in the Blazer backfield.
Brad Ivy and big Thomas Shamet are really causing problems up there for that defense, or for that offensive line. And looks like Coach is trying to move Caden White around a little bit right now to make up for the absence of Mason. And we look at a trainer over there working on Mason right now, and that's a knee, looks like, not his ankle that they're putting ice on.
And they're cutting the tape too, so that's not a good sign. Out of the shotgun, it's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 44-yard line. And not much is going to happen for Hobby, as he's going to hit the line of scrimmage, maybe get about a yard, give him about a half.
Well, this is going to be a 4th down, about 3 or 4 yards, Ryan, and Coach Diener's going to leave the offense on the field, certainly, and he's going to ask Jared to make a big play here, and they're going to throw the I'm betting they're throwing the football. They're going to try to get something, 3-step drop, short and sweet, tell a receiver to get past the line.
I'm looking at a slant over here to Getzman. He's pretty much on island by himself as Hobby rolls off this way. He gets it to Seymour, but Seymour hooked it to the 40-yard line. Never got it to the first down marker. In fact, I think the Blazers are going to get a very generous spot.
That's a good spot. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to get a first down on that spot.
It's going to be close. And
I was questioning whether he even got to the 40.
Well, I'm looking where I'm standing. I'm straight up and down the 40-yard line. And when he caught the ball, I'm thinking he was at the 40. So I'm thinking that's a pretty good spot, and Nick's right here, right with me. And he's kind of agreeing with me. So I think the Blazers may be getting a gift if they get a first down out of this.
We are playing in Gardner.
You don't think we're going back to the Oakland Steelers days when the refs hit on the phone?
Down. That is a first down. That's huge. That's a great play by Jared Hobby, throwing to his left and doing that little snap flip that he does. And he hit Timmy right out of the break, so really nice timing play there. They just ran, Getzman ran a deep route. Tim came in and ran a little 5-yard out, and they just hit him as Getzman cleared the area by running his deep route.
So 1st and 10 for the Blazers from the 39-yard line of the Stags. Give the ball to Seymour, trying to find an alley. He gets up to the line of scrimmage, but gets hit by a host of Stags at the line of scrimmage, knocked out of bounds.
Well, one thing the Blazer offense is doing, they're finding a way to stay on the field, and that is a way of keeping the Bishop Miege offense off of the field. There's 2:20 to go here in the second quarter, and this is if the Blazers can continue to just fight and scrap and get some points out of this thing, that's going to do two things. One, it's going to narrow the gap between 14 and 0, but it's also going to keep that offense off the.
They fake the handoff to Seymour. Hobby tried to get around the right side, and guess who it was? That was Brad Ivy staying home on the outside and bringing Hobby down.
Once again, if you are associated with the
I came from a middle school party earlier today, Ryan, and they were playing dodgeball over there. And as they would go through the dodgeball game and there would be fewer and fewer participants, then all of a sudden the guy in the microphone would yell, "Jailbreak," and everybody would get back in the game. Well, jailbreak looks like what's going on in that defensive side of the ball.
Here they come with a blitz. Hobby rolling off to the right side, pump fakes, and he's going to get hit hard in the backfield. Pass is incomplete.
Man.
And he's going to be hit hard and brought down by Thomas Shamet, a 6'3", 220-pound senior. And I'll tell you right now, for guys playing both sides of the ball, they have a whole lot of energy left.
Well, You heard Coach Grunard note in the pregame in his interview that one of the characteristics he saw of Jared that he thought was so impressive was his toughness, and we alluded to that in the East St. Louis game. Jared took some shots and came back.
Here's Long with the kick, and it's going to bounce past the 10-yard line. It's going to be picked up by Johnson. He's going to get across the 15, brought down by Ryan Getzman at the 16 with 1:15 to go in the first half.
Well, McKinley Johnson came in as kind of an unknown commodity. He had 2 receptions, but for 2 receptions he had 75 yards, averaging 37.5 yards a catch. He's already got 2 receptions tonight. He's a very prolific athlete. You can tell that as he's back there returning punts as well. And it looks like every time he gets his hands on the ball, those quick feet and his athleticism are a threat to really go take the ball to the house. So nice tackle, nice punt coverage on another nice kick by Justin Long.
Stags have the ball 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Cozart out of the shotgun, twins to both sides. He's looking to the right side, getting pressured by Orwick, gets it back inside to Johnson. Pass complete at the 25-yard line, walking down to the far side, then cuts it back to the inside. Now he's running the outside of the field, cuts inside Matt Plank and Max Knorr. Bring Johnson down. I think Johnson ran about 60 yards and got a net of about 15.
Well, he was one man from getting to the sideline over here. That was a great job by Matt Plank to keep him hemmed in. I think Matt was just waiting for him for the return run because he had juked Matt out one time on the Blazer side, and then he made his way all the way over to the Miege side, changed directions and changed fields and came back over here, and he met Matt again. This time Matt didn't miss him, but still a pretty good pickup for McKinley Johnson.
We'll have a word with Coach Diener coming off the field during the half, and then we'll get with Coach Tim Grunhart as they come back on the field for the half. But this is also, as we were talking about, a lot of, maybe the score last week with the Blazers might have been putting a little bit of word out that, yeah, the Blazers were back putting his points up, as, a lot of people were kind of questioning how good Northwest was. Well, this 14-0 score is sending some notice around the metro that Bishop Miege is here to stay for a little bit.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm surprised, Ryan, by the inability of the Blazers to move the ball and by their inability on the offensive line to move the defensive front for
Goes there looking left side, almost hit. Pass complete to Johnson again at the 50-yard line. He's going to be brought down.
Well, the Blazers were real lucky there, too, because Brent Bovitz was coming on Bovitz was coming off the back side, the left side, and he got a hit on the quarterback there, and it was pretty close to being a little bit late. So
1st and 10 down to the 47-yard line of the Blazers. Trips to the left side, twins to the right. Cozart looking for an open man. He's got plenty of time. And pass intended for Parmalee on the comeback. Pass is incomplete. And that's the one thing that's not happening also is we are not getting any pressure on the Stags right now. Cozart, he's having plenty enough time to throw the ball and look around.
Well, they're playing some chess, the two coaches. Coach Henry dialing up the blitz sometimes. When he dials that blitz up, they're getting some pressure on the quarterback. But when they elect to just run with 3, obviously they're not going to get, probably, and rightly so, not going to get much pressure on him. But they're going to have 8 men back there guarding the pass, and that time that was a secondary. That was a nice job by the Blazers secondary.
So 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line. Cozart looking right, looks left, looks right again, looks left, keeps it himself, being chased by Moore, throws it out of bounds. And Eric Moore letting him know that he was in the neighborhood.
I'll tell you, Eric Moore's having a nice game out there.
And he's a running back.
Well, he's a pretty prolific pass rusher right now because he is getting in there and putting some pressure on the quarterback, Cozart. Last 2 possessions, the Blazers have done a great job dropping 8, and Cozart just can't find anybody open.
Nice job by the D-backs of the Blazers. Cozart on 3rd and 10 hits Novak at the 40-yard line, trying to get across. Hegan's getting up for the first down, breaks a tackle, loses the ball, and looks like that McDermott may pick it up, or was that Novak? And that's going to be Novak that picked it up, and we have a flag on the play. and right where the fumble was.
Number 22, Novak.
So we'll have to see what they call it. The only thing I could think of you'd have in that area would be face mask, but I'm not sure. Unless they pick it up and wave it off. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
He might have used that flag to mark there or something. I don't know. But, boy, that time Coach dialed up the blitz, and they brought the blitz. Cozart did a great job of finding the little drop-off. And right now it looks like the Blazers are much more effective at having eight deep when they try to guard that. That pass. So we'll see what both teams are huddled up about the numbers, trying to talk things over this last 23 seconds of the first half. So it's going to be, I believe, 1st and 10 for Bishop Miege.
So we have a timeout, 23.2 seconds left to go in the first half. Stags leading by 14. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on 810 Varsity Sports.
How about that?
And have these guys stepped up or what on covering high school football?
Well, they certainly have. And how about Wally Borth stepping up with
Wally
ribs?
The ribs.
My God.
And Bishop Miege, if you want to see, Bishop Miege fans, they want to see, the game again and get some good barbecue. Wally's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, best place to go in Gardner. Have the diamond set to the left side. Cozart looking to the right. Pump fakes, keeps it, rolls out to the left. Looking downfield. Pass is going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted. Jared McDermott.
There's nothing open down there when the Blazers are dropping 8. Cozart's going back and setting up in a 5-step drop. He's not got a lot of pressure on him, but it doesn't matter because there's just nobody open. And he's got Matt Plank spying Cozart just right in the middle of the field. So if Montel takes off, Plank's going to be there to find him.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Cozart looking left side. Off that diamond pass is going to be complete to Johnson. He gets hit by Williams.
What a
and Williams bumps him downfield another 5 yards.
I tell you what, at least 5 yards. It's pretty close to 1st and goal. It is 1st and goal.
1st and goal looks like about, where are they marking it at? No, it's not going to be 1st and goal. They're going to mark it down just shy of the 15-yard line.
Wow, this is huge. They've got 10 seconds to go. They've got at least the time to run at least 2 plays. And probably 3 if they throw all of them into the if they take a stab at the end zone 3 times.
So they're gonna have it 14, 10 and 11 seconds left on the clock.
Wow, this is a position that the Blazers just have not been in for a long time.
Well, when was the last time the Blazers were down by 2 touchdowns in their own field?
When was the last time the Blazers hadn't scored a point and a half?
That I don't think's in the record book that Coach Diener gave me.
That may never have happened. I'm not sure, but since Coach Diener's been here,
I wouldn't think so either. So 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for the Stags. 11 seconds to go on the clock. Trips to the left side, twins to both sides. Cozart looking down in the center. Passes is tipped, bounces up in the air. Pass intended for Novak, ripped away by Plank, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 with 6 seconds left.
Wow, how about throwing the ball but not throwing it into the end zone? That was a kind of an unusual call there. You would think, and I think I said it was 1st and goal. The ball was at the 15, so it was 1st and 10 at the 15. They could still get a 1st down, but there's only 5.9 seconds to go here. Perhaps the last play of the half.
Trips to the right side. Cozart looking to the right side. Now looks left, going for the end zone. Pass is going to be tipped away. Almost intercepted. McDermott did come up with it. The time has expired. McDermott comes up with the tip pass for the interception.
Wow.
And that's going to be into the first half, and that's going to pump up the Blazer defense. As we're going to have to look down and see if we can get with Coach Diener here in just a second. As Adam's going down there and getting Coach Diener the headset, we'll get with him in a second.
What an interesting play that was. That was a triple bounce. It deflected off of, it looked like Parmalee.
As Coach Diener is getting the headset put on. As Coach Diener has the headset, and Coach, Obviously, it takes a little bit for the defense to get going, and they're starting a little bit of momentum. And then when you lose Mason Rogers, that's going to be a hard part for the offense.
Well, no question, that's tough. But that's not an excuse. We're playing just dreadful on offense. Our defense has kept us in the game, and we'll get things squared away here right now. But we have got to start blocking some people up front. We're just absolutely getting whipped up there, not handling stunts well at all. And we really lost our composure. We'll be better next time.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you later. Coach Diener, as he walks off the field, Blazers down 14-0. Bishop Miege Stags have come to play, ladies and gentlemen. This game isn't over with yet. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with the Anytime Fitness halftime show. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on 810 Varsity Sports.
This is Doug with Anytime Fitness. Are you looking to get in shape and not sure where to turn? Let us help. At Anytime Fitness, we have high-quality, well-maintained equipment that you can always count on. Looking for some advice? Our friendly, certified staff is always ready to help you achieve your specific fitness goal. With our great membership prices, we promise you can achieve the best results for your money. So if you have any questions, give me a call at 856-0100, or better yet, come by and take a look at what we have to offer. We are located at 255 North Stone Creek Drive behind Electric Sun Tanning. What's your goal? Let us help. Anytime Fitness.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Anytime Fitness, Gardner's premier fitness center. Call Doug Karsten about a membership today at 856-0100.
America's Computers for the best in laptop and PC sales, repairs, and tune-ups in Gardner. See John Alverson at 1823 East Santa Fe or call 856-6789.
Cook Family Chiropractic. Their patients feel better, sleep better, and have more energy after seeing Dr. Brian Cook. Put your health in Dr. Cook's hands. Call 856-0200.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Thank you. Great job. You're very much appreciated. At this time, we would like to thank all the officials for their hard work and dedication to the game. You know, it's not easy making a decision in a split second, but because of the training our officials have gone through, we know that their decisions will be the right ones. So the next time you see an official, you should let them know how much you appreciate their time and effort. This is Jamie Lockwood from Silver Lake High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisor.
Ryan Rangel and Dave Webb, Nick with the C. Reese and Dustin Hunt back with you here at the Trails West Ace Hardware broadcast booth here at Gardner-Edgerton on 810 Varsity Sports and the Blazer Broadcast Network. And the Blazers right now down 14-0 to Bishop Miege. And as I mentioned before, Dave, if any score right now is going to be making a little bit of notice around the metro area, it's this score right now with Miege leading 14-0. And you heard Coach Diener talking about the front line just is not blocking right now.
Well, you know, sometimes we forget the importance of the line of scrimmage, and I don't know how we can do that. We've been watching this game for a long time, and certainly whoever wins that battle across the line of scrimmage usually has the advantage. It really doesn't matter whether you're on offense or defense. And right now, Bishop Miege, just as Coach Diener alluded to, just absolutely whipping the win of the line of scrimmage, whipping individual battles on both sides of the football. So they're going to have to make some adjustments up front. Certainly one of the adjustments they're not going to be able to make is with Mason Rogers, as he is looks like he's going to be out of commission for probably the rest of this football game. So they're going to have to call on Dalton Mantilla and or whoever fills that role to really step up.
Taking a look at the stats first for Bishop Miege leading 14-0. As you take a look at Montel Cozart, he has 11 carries for 32 yards, no touchdowns. As also Quanzi Johnson has 5 carries, he has 27 yards. That makes up the 100, or check that, that makes it for the 59 yards rushing for the Stags. As Cozart right now, 11 for 18, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 to Parmalee, 1 to Novak, as they have 146 passing yards. Parmalee with 3 catches for 53 yards, Novak 3 catches, 54 yards, as Quanzi Johnson has 2 for 31, and McKinley Johnson has 3 for 28. So Cozart doing a nice job distributing the ball pretty equally and really can't center on one receiver right now.
No, and I tell you what, with those kind of stats and seeing the score at only 14-0, that's pretty impressive for your defense. Coach Diener certainly alluded to that earlier. He said the defensive plays really keeping the Blazers in the ball game right now.
Taking a look at the stats for the Blazers as they are down 14-0. As Trayvon Wrench has 13 carries, 27 yards, where to last week, I do believe he was over 200 yards against North. So a lot difference, and you take a look at the difference in the offensive line as North has a lot of young guys playing right now. So that makes a big difference in the line that you're facing. Jared Hobby has 4 carries for -2 yards, and Tim Seymour has 2 carries for 7 yards. That comes up with the 32 yards rushing for the Blazers. Jared Hobby, he's been pressured all night in the backfield when he's trying to throw. He is 2 out of 5 for 10 yards, and both of those passes went to Tim Seymour as he has the 10 yards passing. Total yards, 27 total yards for the Blazers, and a total yards of 195 for the Stags. So it's not too hard to figure out exactly what's going on.
No, I'd be excited to be, or I'd be interested to be in the locker room right now.
I don't want to be in the, no.
He's going to be coaching, man. He's going to be getting things turned around. And
he'll be getting it turned around.
We're going to have a good second half here.
We're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll talk with Mark Meyer and talk about the Caden run, the scholarship run that's coming up on the 26th. Stags lead the Blazers by a score of 14-0. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on KCTeams.com.
Why is Anytime Fitness Gardner's #1 choice? At Anytime Fitness, we offer free guidance programs and classes for all ages. With an Anytime Fitness membership, you have access to over 1,400 clubs nationwide. Also, with your membership, you can receive 1 month free when you sign up a friend. For more details, give me a call at 856-0100. Or better yet, come by and take a look at what we have to offer. We are located at 255 North Stone Creek Drive behind Electric Sun. What's your goal? Let us help. Anytime Fitness.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Wally's Neighborhood Grill. Have breakfast with Coach Diener and Coach Henry every Saturday mornings at 9 during the Coach's Show. Wally's Neighborhood Grill, 808 East Main in Gardner.
Ace Dent Removal. For the best in hail, dent, and door ding removal, call Terry at 485-2524. Nothing beats an Ace. Nothing.
Anytime Fitness. See Doug Karstens for their great membership prices. Call 856-0100.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland and Dave Webb, Nick with the C. Reese and Dustin Hunt back with you here at the Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed broadcast booth as we are at halftime on the Anytime Fitness halftime show. Stags of Bishop Miege leading Gardner-Edgerton by a score of 14-0. And we talked about the class of Bishop Miege and their moment of silence due to all the tragedy that we had last year. And we have Mark Meyer here that was unfortunate recipient of some of that. And Mark, first of all, it's been a year, but still our thoughts and prayers go to you and your family with the loss with Caden. And can't imagine going through anything like that. But you've turned it into something good, to a scholarship fund for Cade, and you've got a scholarship run coming up, and a few different ways to put into the scholarship fund in Cade's memory.
That's correct. The biggest thing
now, let's go ahead and give him that one there. Go ahead.
The biggest thing we've got going on the 24th is the 5K, 10K run, and we've also got a kids 1 mile fun run, which we're really looking forward to for all the little boys and girls that want to come out and help celebrate Cade's life. And I don't know the exact number as of today, but
last I heard earlier in the week it was over 800.
Right, that's the last update I got to.
That's pretty stout.
Well, we were hoping and praying that 500 would be a number we could get, and when we hit that, we were just happy as could be, and then it just kept climbing. And so now, the thought of having 1,000 people potentially within reach is just kind of overwhelming, really.
Now, go through some of the exacts on when this is going to be happening. I believe it's going to be next weekend.
That's
when
correct.
It's going to be happening at Celebration Park.
Celebration Park, Saturday morning, September 24th. The kids' fun run starts at 7:45. The 5K and 10K will follow that. It's going to be an outstanding event. We've got a great little layout out there at Celebration Park, running down in front of Pioneer Ridge Middle School and through the little neighborhood out there and back. And right now, preliminary forecast weather-wise looks beautiful. So hopefully,
we got a little bit of the cooler weather in, so nice running weather, and you don't have to worry about the 80-degree mornings anymore. So that's nice to hear.
I think so, and I'm not a big runner, but I've been doing some training to try to try to complete a 5K myself.
I kept telling everybody if I could go from home to home or from goal line to goal line, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm going to get in my car, get on the bike, and I'll just go the rest of the way.
Well, I think I can make 5K, but I'm definitely not going to try 10K.
And it's pretty cool. I took a look at your the website, cademeyer.com, and you've got information there on how to train for it for adults and kids and other places where you can put donations, and that's a pretty slick little website you've got there.
It is. Stormy's aunt, who's a retired teacher herself and lives in Joplin, Missouri, has completely done 100% of the website and every aspect of it. And so, one of the pieces that's missing on there right now are race day photos, and so we're looking forward to having our photographer out there taking all kinds of pictures of everybody that attends and getting those uploaded so that people continue to see all the great things and that Cade's brought to our life and continues to bring to other people's lives.
Talking with Mark Meyer, the dad of Cade Meyer, who tragically died a year ago, actually not too far from here. And the one thing as I mentioned before, and we've mentioned a couple of times, the class by Bishop Miege, because there were some other tragedies in the area, and last year was just a bad year for the whole Gardner area. And for a school to take a moment of silence the way they did, that just boom, one of our favorite schools outside of Gardner. But also you take a look at the Gardner as the whole town come together. Growing up in Salina, granted it's a couple of times bigger than Gardner, but you take a look at just how everyone came together. It's a pretty good place to live.
It's a great place to live, and I've been biased about Gardner for a long time because I was born and raised here. But even though we've grown exponentially in terms of population, and our school sizes have grown tremendously, the aspect that's always made Gardner great has never left us, and we as a family have realized that tremendously over the past year. But going back to the Bishop Miege moment, Stormy and I and some family decided we wanted to get out and watch that football game, so we made the trip up there and had no idea what they were going to say or recognize that night. And so to have the prayer and the announcement that they made, it was a very special moment for us.
Talking with Mark Meyer, the father of Cade Meyer. Once again, the website is cademeyer.com, and the run's going to be on September 24th, next Saturday. The kids 1 mile fun run is going to be at 7:45. The 5K, 10K run, and the walk is going to. I'll take the walk, if that's okay. I'll bring a walking with me, and I'll do the walk. I can do that, no problem. That's going to be at 8:30 at Celebration Park, 32701 West 159th. And also, if they have want any more information, they can just go to the cademeyer.com website. Everything's there, and if you can't get anything going, we'll get you out there. We'll just get you signed up then.
It's pretty much we can do it any way you want to do it. I think I know that the website even has an opportunity for folks who want to be involved and make a financial contribution, but they can't actually be there on that day themselves. So it's a great thing. I appreciate you giving us the time here tonight too, Ryan. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot, Mark Meyer with Cade's fun run. We're down on the sideline with Coach Grunhardt. Coach, this is a score right now that's taken a lot of people are taking a look at the score around the Metro, and they're understanding that Stags are pretty good right now.
Well, thank you, but we know it's a long game. There's 24 minutes left, and we talked to our guys about treating this as a 0-0 game and going out and trying to play the way we played in the first half. We left some points out there, and we can't afford to do that here in the second half. But our guys are playing pretty inspired right now. When
you take a look at the everything that's going on right now, your defensive front line is just creating havoc right now for Jared Hobby and Trayvon Wrench in the backfield. That pressure has got to continue right now.
It certainly does, and hopefully it can. I know Coach Diener is going to come out with an adjustment. He's a fine football coach, but hopefully we can continue to get the kind of pressure on and slow number 20 down, make him run sideways, don't let him run up and down the field, and just be cognizant of where he's at and where number 2's at.
All right, talking with head coach Tim Grunhardt with Bishop Miege. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, and good luck second half.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll have a start of the second half. You've been listening to the Anytime Fitness Halftime Show on the Blazer Broadcast Network and KCTeams.com.
Thanks for tuning in to the Anytime Fitness Halftime Show. The second half is up next on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Wally's Neighborhood Grill. Have breakfast with Coach Diener and Coach Henry every Saturday mornings at 9 during the Coaches Show. Wally's Neighborhood Grill, 808 East Main in Gardner.
Ace Dent Removal. For the best in hail, dent, and door ding removal, call Terry at 485-2524. Nothing beats an Ace. Nothing.
Anytime Fitness. See Doug Karsten for their great membership prices. Call 856-0100.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is Kayla Wakehamp from Ingalls High School. Academics sometimes take a backseat to athletics in schools today. We all need to remember our primary goal in high school, to prepare ourselves for our future. For the majority of us, this will be through academics. Extracurricular activities are a great way to make friends and liven up the daily grind of school, but we as students need to be sure to keep the main focus on academics. This is a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team.
Ryan Regal and Dave Webb, Dustin Hunt, Nick with the series back with you here at the Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed broadcast booth, where we are getting set to start the second half as Bishop Miege leads Gardner-Edgerton by a score of 14-0. A big thanks to head coach Tim Grunhart and Marvin Diener for joining us. Also, want to remind everybody, even the people at with Bishop Miege, if you want to come out for a great cause, this would be a nice one. As we talk with Mark Meyer, assistant principal here at Gardner-Edgerton, the cademeyer.com. You can go take a look at all the information. And one thing we didn't talk about, that there's already been a recipient, that Lindsay Horner of Gardner had a GPA of 4. How do you go plus 4 point? 4.08 GPA, and also was part of the GH Band Flag Squad International Club and Rise program. And she was a recipient of a $2,000 scholarship. She's attending the University of Kansas and majoring in psychology. And she was recognized as the first annual Cade Meyer Celebration Run recipient that will be going on September 24th. That'll be next Saturday. Once again, go to cademeyer.com, Kademeyer, or you can simply go to blazerbroadcastnetwork.com, and we will have a link on there for the run. We'll have that up there probably tonight or tomorrow morning, and you can get all the information on that. Again, the website is Cade Meyer, Kademeyer, and like I said, Dave, I can't even imagine what Mark and Stormy went through a year ago, and but you know, it's a resilient town that we have here.
Well,
and we came together, and they've done some good with this and really brought something good out of it.
I think that was as good a point as any on that interview, Ryan, and that's the allusion to the fact that they have turned that into just as tragic a loss as anyone could possibly have to go through, into a very, very positive memorial that is going to result in really, really helping and impacting the lives of a lot of kids over the future years through the scholarship fund. So even the very first scholarship honoree is going to be there. I guess Lindsay Horner is going to be there, and she'll be running, and so that'll be a neat. They're going to, I think, Stormy and Mark going to recognize her and pay tribute.
Like I said, I'll take the walk.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to start out with the best of intentions, trying to take the run on, but we may end up walking. So. But anyway, it's a fantastic cause.
Blazers will be kicking the ball off right to left, as a guy that we haven't seen yet tonight, Chase Lee, seeing his first action, as he will be putting the ball off back deep for the Stags, is going to be Cozart, or check that, as this one's going to go just short of the pylon, as it goes right in front of McKinley Johnson.
Boy, I tell you, things haven't been quite clicking for the Blazers tonight. There was a great kickoff by Chase Lee, He kicked that thing a low line drive. He's got the wind at his back. Looked like he was going to go right through the back of the end zone. That thing skips on the 2-yard line and jumps right out of bounds. Just that close to being a great start for the Blazer defense with regard to field position, to the difference of now Miege starting with good field position at their own 35-yard line.
So the Stags break the huddle on the sideline as Cozart's going to start with twins to both sides. Johnson to his right out of the shotgun. Hand the ball off to Johnson. Quick hit across the 40 and the 45. He's across midfield. He gets across the 40-yard line to the 30, down to the 31-yard line, and there is nothing difficult about that play. That's just a quick trap play.
Well, that was twins to the left, twins to the right, like you said. Cozart's back in the shotgun. He's got Quanzi Johnson, 5'9", 160-pound senior, standing right to the left of him. Takes the direct snap, and Cozart just hands it off to him right up the middle. And boy, did Quanzi Johnson, they got the linebacker block on the inside, and once Quanzi passed him, he was 88 and out the gate, as they say, for a long gain on the first play from scrimmage.
Johnson again with the carry. He's going to be brought down by McDermott, but not before he's going to get about 4 yards on the carry.
A little bit of an adjustment there by Coach Grunard out of half. I don't know that Johnson had carried the ball. I'd have to check with Nick on that, but Quanzi Johnson hadn't carried the ball very much in that first half. And
Johnson only carried it 6 times in the first half.
But come into the game rushing at 16 for 142 and an 8.8 yard per play average. So they've decided to go back to Quanzi.
Quanzi keeps it with a diamond set to the right, brought down by Brett Bovitz. And he's going to be just short of the first down, make it about 3rd and a long 2.
Yeah, I think they went back to just an open backfield with Cozart in the back taking the direct snap. That time he took it just kind of bouncing around, shuffling around, and gets it up for a short 3rd yardage situation here, 3rd and 1.
Got the diamond set to the right. 10:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. As Quanzi's going to keep it, Cozart's going to keep it. He's going to get across the first down marker. He's going to lean up ahead. He's going to be down at the 15. It's going to be another first down for the Stags.
Boy, interesting defensive alignment by the Blazers against that quad set. They got 4 receivers out to the wide side, and the Blazers have only got 2 defenders out there guarding those 4 receivers. They do have a safety up high over the top, but they are just daring the Bishop Miege Stags to throw the ball over there.
Coming with a power left set. Dalton Kirk behind the line of scrimmage is going to bring down Johnson.
Dalton Kirk shooting the gap there. He's playing, looked like inside tackle position, and they ran power off tackle to the left side and didn't even block Dalton. I don't know if that was a missed assignment or what, but Dalton came right up the middle and just shot the gap and made a nice defensive play there.
As now looks like we have 3 down linemen to the left side of the center. A little bit different set with a power right set. Cozart looks right, looks left. Pass complete to Johnson, as he's going to have about 6 yards on the completion.
McKinley Johnson coming in, I believe that's his 3rd reception of the night. He come in with only 2. He was coming in averaging about 37.5 yards a catch, though, on those 2 receptions. And that was just a simple 2-step drop by Cozart, and then stand up, and he hit Johnson on a 6-yard stop route. McKinley ran straight down the field, stopped, turned around, the ball was right there. Good tackle by Luis Avila, but still a nice 6-yard gain for Miege.
So 3rd and a long 4 from the 11-yard line of the Blazers' opening drive of the second half. Cozart looking in the center. It's got a pass complete to Novak. He's going to be in for the touchdown, Stags.
Wow, they just isolated Novak on a tight end drag over the middle on the linebacker, and Matt Plank just couldn't stay with him, and Cozart buying some time back there as the Blazers were putting some pressure on him, but he just gave ground, and dumped it off over the middle. Boy, he hit Novak beautifully in stride coming off the middle, or over the middle, and then he just outrun the backers to the pylon.
So Colin Carter with the extra point. Kick is up and good.
Wow.
8:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Stags shocking everybody here in the metro area with this score as they lead by a score of 20-0 We'll be back with the kickoff. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on KC on 810 Varsity Sports.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Big O Tires, where you can get a free tire balance and rotation with every oil change. Just mention you heard it here. Big O Tire, 331 East Main in Gardner, across from Golden Goose Floral.
All Rental. Reserve your aerator and power rakes now at All Rental. Check out their equipment at 260 North Moonlight in Gardner.
Cook Family Chiropractic. To maximize the performance of your young athlete, a regular fitness, nutrition, and rehabilitation program can help. For more information, call Dr. Brian Cook at 856-0200.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Tim Seymour takes Carter's kickoff at the 1-yard line, runs across the 20-yard line up to the 26. A nice run back by Tim Seymour, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blazers.
Well, right now, boy, the Blazer offense has got to step up and rise to the occasion. The first time they touch the ball here, and they've got to take some not only time off that clock, but then they've got to get points down here at the other end of the football field, and it's going to be a long field to go. 74 yards for the Blazers.
Staggered eye set, going fake to reverse. As Wentz connects with Tim Seymour on the halfback pass, as Seymour is brought down at the 38-yard line. And that's one thing that we haven't talked about, that Trayvon Wrench can throw the ball with some accuracy. We saw that in St. Louis.
Well, it's too bad he didn't throw that one about 5 yards farther, because that was a touchdown. Coach Diener, knowing that he's the offense, he's got to start pulling out the stops as well. He runs toss sweep to the right side of Trayvon Wrench. Trayvon then fakes the reverse back around the left side. I believe that was Jermaine Lang that came around on the fake reverse. Trey faked the reverse and stood up and threw it to a Seymour who was running right down the hash mark. And, boy, Timmy had to hold up to catch it, but I think they just announced, 39-yard reception there. So great first play, and that gets the crowd up and going a little bit, and new life to the offense.
So coming out with the same set for the Blazers, 1st and 10 from the Stag 38-yard line. Wrench gets the ball. He's met behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
He's brought down, I'll tell you right now, player of the game has got to be Brent Ivy defensively for the Stags. He has set camp in the Blazer backfield.
Well, I tell you, it wasn't just him alone. He had help there. There was about 4 or 5 Bishop Miege Stags on the offensive side of the football, and that leads you to believe that they are just manhandling the Blazer offensive line right now, just coming across the ball, doing whatever they want.
2nd and 12. Hobby's got Seymour complete just short of the 38 or the 30-yard line. Mark him down at about the 32. As Tim Seymour doesn't give up even when he hears the whistle. He's still vertical. He's fighting for it.
Well, that was a nice pass by Hobby. Did a play action pass to the right side, dropped back, found Seymour out of the backfield on the right flats over there for a gain of about 8 or 9, bringing up 3rd and looks like 3.
Blazers 0 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. Clock at 7:20 and running. Down 21-0 are the Blazers. Give the ball to Seymour on the jet. He cuts it inside. He has a first down to the 25-yard line, and he bangs his hand on the ground. He thought he should have broke one more to be in for the score.
When they overloaded, the Blazers overloaded with tight end to the left side, and then they had a wide out and a slot set up over here on this side, so they were heavy over here. Seymour flanked out to the right side, runs that jet sweep. Well, they're nothing fancy, no misdirection other than Jared Hobby just taking the snap and handing it directly off to Seymour. And you're right, they did some blocking that time.
They give it to Wrench on the toss behind Seymour. He gets across the 20-yard line. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. We're going to have a flag on the play, and it's going to be against the Blazers.
I tell you, it's going to be
and that was on the Mason Rogers side.
And I tell you, that's Caden White, and Caden is locked up over there on big number 19, and that's Richard Smith, a 6'4", 185-pound DB end. And Caden just slaps both those hands around on the outside of the shoulder pads and wrestles Smith down. Looked like they were going to get him the last play, actually. I saw the official was kind of looking at him and talking to him a little bit, and boy, got him this time. So, boy, that was a big call, because Trayvon had a nice 8-yard pickup there, so that's going to back the Blazers up to, 1st and 20?
1st and a little over at 20. And Sabi's looking downfield, and he was about ready to let go of it. And there's the man, Brad Ivy again, hit him with the first initial contact.
I'll tell you, Ivy that time takes a dead run. When he sees Jared open, roll to the right side, he is on a dead inside blitz. So there's something that Grunhard has picked up watching film, that anytime Jared Hobby rolls out, you're getting Brad Ivy shooting a gap on the play side, and there's just not anybody to pick him up. So they're going to have to make an adjustment in that blocking scheme, or they're going to have to stop rolling Jared out.
Out of the shotgun again, 2nd and 29. Hobby throwing back to the left side. Pass complete to Lang as he gets across the 40 up to about the 37-yard line.
That was a nice play there. They did roll Jared out this time, but he just threw back over here to Jermaine Lang. Jermaine had a couple blockers set up in front of him, but it looked like he committed to the inside on that inside block of Dalton Mantilla, and Dalton was kind of blocking his man to the inside. So what big down here, 3rd down and what, 21, 22? You got to think they'll better get this in 2 chunks, don't they?
Well, they figure they're going to try to get down to about the 25-yard line if they can. Hobby rolling off to the right side. As he keeps running, he's going to be brought down from behind as the ball was fumbled, picked up by Caden White. As I didn't see who was behind him, and I think that might have been number 58, that Joey Fisher, with the sack in the backfield, as he comes up limping just a little bit.
Well, they said Miege came up with the. Now that's the punt team going on, isn't it?
Yeah, they got the punt team coming out. And it's going to be 4th and 30, and right now the Blazer offense, I'm not sure if it's more of the Blazer offense just not blocking well, or if this is the Stag defense just being this tenacious right now.
Well, that's a good point. Those are look like some awful good defensive linemen, and then Ivy certainly at 6'1", 210 is a stud and only a sophomore.
Takes a Blazer bounce, picked up at the 1-yard line by Trey Parmalee, which probably was a little bit ill-advised, but he ended up getting a little over 10 yards on the carry, on the return, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Stags at the 14-yard line. Real quick, I want to say a big thanks to some of the sponsors on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Datco has just printed off some official Blazer Broadcast Network T-shirts. So if you're here at the stadium and you're listening to the game, I have a medium and a large T-shirt for the first people that come up and get an official Blazer Broadcast T-shirt. And Dave is sporting it.
I'm sporting it.
It looks pretty good.
Does it look good?
It's Blazer blue. It looks good. 21-0. Stags with the ball. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Kozar play action. Gives it to Novak. Pass complete at the 29-yard line. He's going to be brought down by Avila. But it's going to be another 1st down for the Stags.
Novak, another kid that comes in relatively unacclaimed. 5 receptions, 48 yards, averaging about 9.5 yards a catch coming in. No touchdowns coming into the football game, but Kozart really has hooked up with him several times on big plays here tonight.
You want to guess the 1st down count for the Stags and the Blazers? It'd be a little bit tough. 13 for the Stags, 4 1st down for the Blazers. As we have a power right set, handoff goes to Johnson right up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and then he's going to be brought down at the 32. As give him about 3 yards on the carry. As on the far side, starting to see a few tempers starting to flare. As Trey Parmalee is going to get a word from Coach Grunhart and comes back and relays the message to Kozart. Clock running, 3:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Stags leading 21-0. Power left set. Kozart dropping back to pass, looks over to the left side. He's looking downfield deep, and the pass is going to be overthrown. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Are they going to call this an offensive pass interference?
Well, I don't see how they could call it defensive because the pass was uncatchable.
The only thing will be is if they rule that, believe that.
There was contact way before then.
Well,
and they're calling it on the Blazers, and that's going to be on Peavy House.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that Colton Peavy House was running in front of the receiver and then was slowing down in front of him, and if they thought that was intentional.
Well, but he was looking back at the ball, which I thought he was playing the ball.
Well, Coach Diener talking to him right now, and
he must have saw something.
Well, I heard that on. I was watching the game on TV the other day, and they talked about a pass interference call this year can go against the defense if they get in front of the guy and just intentionally slow down, not by pushing him, but just by having their body in front of him and impeding his ability to get to the ball. And that's the only thing I can think of on that particular play.
Cozart have a flag on the play. Pass complete to Novak on the tip from Plank.
Yeah,
he's going to be brought down to 35, but we have a flag down. It's going to be holding on the stack, so bring the play back.
Yeah. Call it whatever you want to, make-up call or whatever, but that flag was thrown early, and it was thrown right in the middle of the offensive line.
And it was thrown very early. And as you can hear, and I'm not sure who has that, but someone, it's the first time I remember hearing it, someone has the backup beeper.
The backup beeper?
Back him up. I thought maybe there was something wrong with the computer system or something. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
I like it. That's innovative.
And it sounds like they leave it running, in a correlation to the length of the backup penalty, because that thing was beeping there about 100 yards, it looked like.
So the clock at 2:58, 1st and 23 from the Stag 35-yard line. Trips to the left side. Cozart in the shotgun. Pass complete to Johnson to the right side in the flat. He's not going to get very far, maybe about 3 yards on the carry. Brett Bovitz on the tackle.
Well, the Blazers have really run to that play well. That was a play that we saw last week. Blue Valley North tried to throw, and we just thought, why are they throwing that ball? Because the Blazer defense is waiting on the pass. But Bishop Miege doing a little bit better job of blocking out there with their second receiver, buying whoever the intended receiver is some time to make a play off of the block. So, and they've got some good backs. Parmley, of course, McKinley Johnson.
Twins on both sides. Here's a shuttle pass at Johnson. Being chased by Dalton Kirk. Gets away from him. Should have a push in the back as the flags come flying all over the place. Have 3 flags as Johnson's going to be pushed out of bounds at 38. And it keeps going a little bit further as the whistles were blowing. As I didn't see who it was, but we're going to get a block in the back. As someone came across and got a good shot on Marcus Williams.
Yeah, I think that was 19 Richard Smith, the defensive end that we were talking about earlier, playing offensive tight end. He peeled back and tried to pick off Marcus Williams.
There's your backup keeper again. That's pretty good. So it's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And that's going to back him up to the 29-yard line.
How long has it been since you've seen 2 consecutive drives end up with yardage to go over 30?
They've got to go to Paola to get a first down on this one.
The Blazers had to go a minute ago to, where would that be?
That'd be DeSoto. Eudora's a little bit further west. So out of the shotgun, 2nd and 29. Pass complete to Novak out in the flat. But he is going to be brought down by Dalton Kirk, the left end, as ball's going to be spotted down about the 32-yard line. So only a gain of 3 on the pass.
With the exception of that first drive of this half, the defenses have just dominated this particular quarter.
Blazers doing a little bit of different alignment on the interior. Now they have Moore on the left end, Dalton Kirk is the nose, and Max Knorr on the right. Well, now they've got Knorr on the left side, so Knorr going from a nose to an end. Out of the shotgun, Twins to both sides, 3rd and 26. Cozart with the screen pass complete to Johnson, but nice job by Matt Plank to read that out and keep the gain to a minimum, maybe about 5 yards.
Because it was Matt Plank against 4 blockers.
About 4 of them, and he still found his way through.
Somehow he shifted through and got his hands on Johnson, because had Matt not got him tackled, there was no one else in the middle of the field for the Blazers. That was a nice, well-executed play.
They could have ordered the pizza and got it delivered before he had been tackled.
Yeah, that's right.
So 4th and 20, back deep for the Blazers is Ryan Getzman. As the kick is going to be high into the wind, going off to the left side, and it's going to take a lateral bounce at about the 35-yard line. Blazers going to have the ball 1st and 10. Now, 10 seconds left on the clock. I was going to ask the question if there's a little bit more time left, but since there's 10 seconds, it's pretty much do or die for the Blazers to get a score on this drive.
Well, you're down 21. You got 1 quarter to go. They have certainly got to get something.
Hobby getting thrown into the 2-minute offense. He's going to keep the ball to the right side. Nothing going down at 35. And there's the big man, Brad Ivy, on the blitz.
Is that the 27th or 28th tackle by that guy? Because
he is just having a game.
He is having a serious game.
So at the end of 3 quarters, Bishop Miege leads the Blazers by a score of 21-0. We'll be back with the 4th quarter. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on 810 Varsity Sports.
A few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Cook Family Chiropractic. Discover how the world's greatest athletes use chiropractic care to excel on and off the field. Call Dr. Brian Cook at 856-0200 for more information.
Call Hickman Heating and Air for all of your air quality needs. Things like filtration, humidifiers, and dehumidifiers. For a free estimate, call Dawn at Hickman Heating and Air, 856-7730.
Wally's Neighborhood Grill. Why not try Wally's $7 specials with drinks included? Wally's Neighborhood Grill, 808 East Main.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Dave Webb, Dustin Hunt, Nick with the C. Reese here at the Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed broadcast booth here on the Blazer Broadcast Network on 810 Varsity Sports as we're getting set to start the 4th quarter. Bishop Miege leading Gardner-Edgerton by a score of 21-0. And we've said it again, this score right here is going to cause some waves across the EKL.
Well, there's still 1 quarter to go here. Coach Diener seems to have a pretty deep bag of tricks, so we'll see if he can get something cooking here.
Trips to the right side. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Hobby tries to get off to Clayton Dye off the left side. Pass is going to be incomplete. And it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Well, that time they tried to run a little wheel route over there. Jared rolls to the right side. He's out of the shotgun, rolls to the right side, and he's got Dye running a kind of a curl route or a little route that goes down the sideline. He bellies out and then tries to get down the sideline. The wide receiver on that side ran a post route, and Jared hit Clayton, but it was in some traffic, and Clayton just couldn't come up with it.
As we're going to have a flag on the play, we're going to have illegal motion, false start.
Well,
on the Blazers.
It just hasn't had very good timing. It looks like they could have had and have had illegal motion called several times tonight, and there's just something not in sync with Jared's cadence and Jacob Fretz's snapping. So
well, and Coach Diener has said at the coaches show that they'll take it down in quarters. They've got the first 3 games. They'll find out where they're at. They'll make their adjustments. Well, this is the end of the first 3 games, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some adjustments done after this. But pretty much on the offense, you would think. Double slot, 3rd and 15. Give it to Wrench on the trap. He breaks a couple tackles, gets ahead to the 35-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, the one bad thing about going off for 346 yards, 5 touchdowns in your second game as a sophomore, the team that's playing you the 3rd game is really going to be keying on you. And there's no question that Trayvon Wrench has been a target of the defenses all night long. And wherever Trey goes, it looks like that Bishop Miege defense knows exactly where he's at.
Trayvon Wrench right now 15 carries for only 30 yards.
There's
a bump that was off the foot. I believe that was off the foot of Snyder's, and they're going to say that I'm not sure what they're calling.
I don't know how they can call that dead because Justin Long is holding the ball. He picked the ball up. It was never.
And they're telling both players to get away, and it looks like they were blowing the whistle as soon as it made contact with Schneider's foot, or whichever it was. Now they're conferring down about the 43-yard line.
They're in a bind, Ryan, because if they give the ball to the Blazers, the Bishop Miege bench is going to go off, and they are right now because nobody ever had control of the football.
No, they didn't.
And so do you say that that ball has changed possession off of when the ball's punted? And you would have to assume that it does, and therefore you would think that the receiving team would get the ball. Fortunately, the call is going to go the right way because the Blazers did come up with the football, even though there was an inadvertent whistle early.
We'll have to see if this adds a little bit of life to the Blazers. They have not been able to move the ball very much. They only have 57 yards total offense. 1st and 10 from the 43. Wrench with a top sweep. He's going to be brought down about the 38. Well, nice tackle by Cole Prickett.
That was just student body right there, wasn't it? Jared did a reverse spin and tossed the ball to Trayvon going to the right side, and Trey was running hard from the time he took that football. No waiting for the zone blocks to develop, and that offensive line led by Clayton Dye was leading the way.
Hobby looking downfield, is looking for Ryan Getzman. Pass just barely out of his fingertips as Getzman laid out for it about the 5-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
No question, Ryan had beat his man. Nice play-action pass by Jared Hobby. Fakes it to Trayvon over the right side and then steps back and lets one fly down the right side to Getzman, who just about made the catch on the layout.
We're going to take a timeout as we have a timeout by Bishop Miege. 21-0, 10:33 to go in the game. Bishop Miege leading. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on 810 Varsity Sports.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Cook Family Chiropractic. Discover how the world's greatest athletes use chiropractic care to excel on and off the field. Call Dr. Brian Cook at 856-0200 for more information.
Call Hickman Heating and Air for all of your air quality needs. Things like filtration, humidifiers, and dehumidifiers. For a free estimate, call Dawn at Hickman Heating and Air, 856-7730.
Wally's Neighborhood Grill. Why not try Wally's $7 specials with drinks included? Wally's Neighborhood Grill, 808 East Main.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
It's 3rd and 3 for the Blazers. Toss sweep for the Blazers as Trayvon Wrench is going to be brought down again by Cole Pickert, as he was also camping in the backfield. Just nothing going on for the Blazers. It's going to be 4th and about 8, and they have to go for it on this drive. Clock running, 10:10 to go in the game. Hobby under center. Moves Seymour over to the right side. As he does a play action, rolls out to the right side. He's looking for Tim Seymour, just out of the reach, as he's going to be hit on trying to get the tip, and that's going to be Trey Parmalee, as it's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Blazers right now remain scoreless with 9:52 to go in the game.
Well, Jared rolling out. He's getting some pressure, leaking on the backside, but had a little bit of time as he was moving to the right side. He just missed his man on that attempt, and I tell you, that's a hard thing to do, is after you've been under duress, you've taken some shots, is to expect your passing accuracy to continue to be real sharp when you certainly your focus is divided between your receiver and the oncoming rushers.
Twins on both sides. Cozart hands the ball off to Johnson, but he's going to be initially met by big Jimmy Orwick. And Marcus Williams, Matt Plank, Brett Bovitson on the tackle along with Jared McDermott.
It looked like Orwick and Williams met right at the ball carrier and kind of knocked each other off, almost off their paths as they gave the football, as Miege gave the football right up the middle to, was that Johnson that time?
Yep. Clock running, 9:22. We'll have to see how far down the Stags let the clock run down, as it's down to 8 right now. As they snap the ball with 4 seconds left, Johnson with the keeper again. Little stutter step. He's going to be brought down hard by Goldsmith.
Austin came up.
I think he's going to have to check his chicklets on that one. He put a nice little shot on Johnson, as Johnson's now coming up, kind of favoring his right leg.
Have to keep an eye on Austin Goldsmith. He came up and He's kind of holding his face mask a little bit there too. That was a pretty big wreck there.
He may be wondering what the homework assignment was for his freshman year.
One adjustment that the Blazer defense made. We'll talk about it after this play, Ryan.
Toss sweep to Johnson to the right side. Gets around the outside across midfield. Slung down across the 45 down at the 43. It's going to be another first down for the Stags.
I think that's Jared McDermott on the play there. Again, that's not a good sign when your inside linebacker's making a play 15 yards down the field. So they kind of walled off the Blazer defense that time and let Johnson get around the corner, and then he started upfield, and everybody had to kind of start getting pursuit angle there to bring him down.
Clock running, 8:08, 7 seconds to go on the game. Here's a handoff to Johnson over to the left side. Or check that. We're going to have a flag on the play.
They're going to get permanently, aren't they, on the hold?
Yeah, they're going to get permanently on the hold. That's going to be Connor DeLeon for his first carry of the game. They're going to have a flag down at the 39.
Well, we were talking about the Blazer defense. One of the changes they made, a big change this week, and you talk about the adjustments. They move Justin Lang from starting corner back to a safety position, and they moved Alex Winkler back to a corner position. So Justin had a nice game at the corner position last week, and very physical on his tackles when he came up. Thought he was playing more like a safety, and has demonstrated a really good nose for the football. So Justin making an appearance back there at safety, a starting safety today, and really done a pretty nice job, it looks like.
Twins to both sides, 1st and 12 from the 45-yard line. Cozart rolling off to the right side. He's got a man wide open. That's McKinley Johnson. He's going to be in for the score. A 45-yard touchdown run from Cozart to McKinley Johnson.
McKinley Johnson coming onto the scene tonight.
And they left him wide open.
Well, they had a cover 3. They caught the Blazers in a cover 3 defense. They did a play-action pass to their left side, the Blazer defense's right side. That pulled the middle safety over to the right hash. Then the McKinley Johnson then ran a little flag corner route on the backside and got him behind the safety, the corner on that side. And boy, Cozart found him right wide open down there as he ran it into the end zone.
This extra point is blocked, so it remains 27-0. 7:27 to go in the game as the Stags lead the Blazers. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network on 810 Varsity Sports.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
America's Computers for all your PC and laptop needs. John and the boys at American Computers at 1823 East Santa Fe in Gardner.
Hickman Heating and Air, servicing and repairing all brands of heating and air conditioning equipment. Give Don a call at 856-7730.
Wally's Neighborhood Grill. Check out Wally's daily specials at wallysbarandgrill.com.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Brian Ragland and Dave Webb, Dustin Hunt, Nick with the C. Reese back with you here at the Trails West Ace Hardware in Feed broadcast booth as Bishop Miege has gone downfield to score again on a 45-yard touchdown reception by McKinley Johnson from Cozart. As here's a squib kick as it's going to be touched and covered at the 24-yard line. And kind of reminiscent to the Blue Valley game in the sub-state last year, just nothing really going right for the Blazers.
Well, you had to know that it was going to be, there would be some times this season with so many new faces and with the absence or trying to replace so many superstar athletes off of the 2010-11 team, that there are going to be some bumps in the road. Obviously, this is one here this evening going up against a good Miege team.
Wrench with the ball up this middle. He's going to get about 3 yards on the carry, make it 2nd and 7.
And at the same time, you know, there's been some the defense has really stepped up on several occasions and made some big plays. But boy, you've got to have the offense carrying some of the load. And I don't know what the most recent stats are on the Blazer offense, but moments ago they didn't have 60 yards offense.
Seymour with the ball on the jet. He gets make the cut inside. He's going to get across the first down marker. He's going to get out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Going into that play, the Blazers had only been able to muster 64 yards of offense, so they're up to about 70 probably right now. But, boy, that's just not going to keep your defense off the field enough to sustain any kind of momentum. So, been a tough night for the offense.
Wrench on the toss sweep to the outside. First initial contact by Ivy. And it looks like he was cleaned up by Smith.
And I'll tell you another thing that is, we talk about the EKL and the players, and there are some tremendous Division I, they're tremendous football players. Many Division I football players come out of the EKL. But I tell you what, you have some of the best coaches in the state in the EKL as well. And you give coaches week after week after week to start accumulating game film and to put up game preparations for you, and that's going to challenge your strategies and schemes as well.
Toss to Wrench. He gets across the linebackers, fumbles the ball. It's going to be covered by the Stags, and it's going to be recovered at the 48-yard line of the Blazers. And that was going to be recovered by Smith. Adam Novak on the recovery.
And it's those kind of plays right there that the defense just, that just puts your defense in such a tremendously difficult situation. And you can see the body language of that defense right now. They got their heads down, and they've got to get past that. They've got to go out there, no matter how the offense is playing, they've got to do their part. And because this defense has had the offense pick them up several times, particularly last year. So there'll be nights like this, and if they've got to keep the offense scoreless, then they've got to do that. There's a big hit.
There's a pass complete to the right side as a tackle was made by Colton Peavyhouse, as pass was complete to Trey Parmalee.
And,
as it's going to make it about, it's going to be about 2nd and 6.
Bishop Miege doing a little play action pass off the right side, and a Colton Peavyhouse right there to just make a big hit on the reception.
2nd and 6 from the 41-yard line. Cozart letting the time clock run all the way down. Snaps it with 5 seconds left. Here's a stutter step with the give to DeLeon.
I think they're going to get motion, either motion or an illegal alignment by Miege. All right, illegal motion. That's going to negate a 5-yard run, bring up a 3rd down and short to probably a replay of the down and a 2nd long.
Illegal formation offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, repeat 2nd down.
Well, they did call illegal formation. Didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage, I don't believe.
So the clock running 5:08 as the Stags are not in any hurry to get this ball off, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 46-yard line.
Ryan, I tell you, this is an interesting situation that's developing here. The Stags are going to move to what?
3-0 in the EKL.
In the EKL.
Here's DeLeon with the carry again to the outside. He gets around, tries to get around Plank, have a late flag coming in. As take a look at next week's schedule, Miege, now we're going to have another battle with the Battle of the EKO against Blue Valley and Bishop Miege next week.
And that could be early.
That could be your title game.
Early on title game type game there, but.
Well, and the one thing that you could really look at that, with a lot of coaches look at, okay, the league is one thing, but you need to be able to perform when it comes district time.
That's exactly right, and we've heard Coach Diener talk about that many times, that really you've got to be ready for Game 7, and that is the first game.
You have a 6-game preseason.
You've got a 6-game preseason, and then certainly a lot of that foundation you would hope would be successful building up until the district play, but really week 7 is when all the marbles start. That's when you're playing for all the marbles.
So 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. DeLeon with the ball again. He's going to be brought down by Dalton Kirk, wrapped up he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's going to be it.
But you're right. That brings up some interesting, an interesting game next week between Blue Valley High and Bishop Miege. Blue Valley High was kind of the EKL favorite coming in to the season, and I think that had to be off of last year's success because they lost every starter on defense. They did have Kyle Zimmerman coming back and their returning tailback, both outstanding, possibly Division I players. But it also puts the Blazers in a hole.
Handoff goes to DeLeon again. He's across the 20-yard line, fights up ahead to the 18. As it's just smash mouth football for the Stags. On the Blazers side, remember that Wally's Neighborhood Bar and Grill has overtime. So right after this, head over to Wally's. $4.99 burger baskets. Does not include the doubles. Sorry, Dustin. He doesn't get the doubles. But me and Dustin will be over there after the game. Dave, he's just going to go home and go to bed. That's what old guys do.
That's what old guys do. They've been working all day, man. I've been up a long time. But, man, if I could, I would get over there because there wouldn't be any place better to be than
That's
Wally's.
right. You'll be there tomorrow morning for the breakfast. Here's a bump at the line of scrimmage. Novak has the ball. He breaks 2 tackles, leans up ahead for the touchdown. Stags just rolling it on the Blazers. Right now, 33-0.
Wow. I tell you what, this is a shocker to me. I certainly didn't see this coming at all.
And we thought there was going to be points left and right scored, but it just has not happened.
One thing that I've been really surprised at is the Bishop Miege defense.
As Colton Carter's extra point is good. Colin Carter.
Blue Valley Northwest hangs 24 on this defense, and which led me to believe that that this defense may be susceptible. The Blazers hang 49 on Blue Valley North in the first half last week, leading to believe that the offense was virtually unstoppable. Trayvon Wrench has 250 yards almost in the first half last week.
Yeah.
So to come in here and think that the Blazers would not be able to move the ball on the ground against this Bishop Miege defense really, really is a surprise, at least in my mind. So, and I'm sure Coach Diener's as well.
As the kickoff from Carter is up and in the air, it's going to be a short kick. As Goldsmith's going to pick it up at the 9-yard line, hits across the 25 and the 30, tries to break a couple tackles across the 35, lanes up ahead to the 37-yard line. Blazers offense want to get something going and get on the board.
One thing that this Bishop Miege team you can tell is well coached on, and we've seen it all night. We haven't talked about it much, but there's been a couple of times the ball's been put on the ground by the Blazers, but you got to credit the defense of Miege for some of that, because when that ball is going down the field, the first man to the football tackles the football, and he gets to the football, and then everybody else.
Here's a screen pass complete to Clayton Dye at the 40-yard line, bumps into a couple of Stags, fights ahead across the 50-yard line into Stag territory at the 47.
Clayton popped out of that thing. He was a middle screen, and Brad Ivy and company were coming hard. Jared Hobby just let him come through, kept giving ground. They made a nice little pass over the top to Dye, who did some fancy footwork of his own and turned that into a nice first down play for the Blazer offense.
So 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Hobby looking to the left side. He's going to try to go deep. It's a wounded duck as he gets hit as he lets go of the ball. And he gets hit hard by big Mitch Wheely, a 6'1", 255-pound junior. And he just lowered the boom on Hobby.
Boy, Jared, the funny thing was those guys came through that time just like they did on the screen pass last time.
Yeah, they did. Wait a minute. Oh, that wasn't the screen pass blocking. Gotcha.
But Bishop Miege, like I was saying earlier, they really go after the football and try to strip it. And so
Clayton Dye on the trap across the 40-yard line, up the 35 and the 30. He leans up ahead at the 25-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Stags.
How about Clayton Dye? You could probably think right now that the key was they were keying that trap play with Trayvon so hard that when Dye runs it, they didn't suspect him to run it and probably aren't keying the same kind of pre-snap reads. So Clayton doing a nice job the last 2 plays. Or 2 out of the last 3. I guess he caught the screen pass. Then we had the
trap play there.
The long pass that the blind thought was a screen pass.
I thought so. This is the furthest penetration the Blazers have had into the Stag territory.
Oh, I would agree, yeah.
I had him double check. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to misspeak again. So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Clock at 2:01. Going with the misdirection on the buck sweep. Give it to Tim Seymour. He's going to be down at the 21.
Now, Ryan, I haven't checked the junior varsity schedule. Are they scheduled to play tomorrow?
They are playing tomorrow morning. In fact,
at Miege, wouldn't it be?
As I take a look at the junior varsity plays, let's get to the football instead of the soccer. They will be playing Miege. As the pass was incomplete. But the junior varsity squad will be playing at Miege at 11 o'clock. The sophomore squad played on Thursday, and I keep thinking maybe I thought there was another one playing on Saturday. Yeah, the freshman B team is playing at Miege at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's the freshman B team and the JV squad at Miege tomorrow morning. Clock at 1:31. Quick trap with Clayton Dye. He gets across the 20-yard line, leans up ahead. It's going to be 4th and about 3 for the Blazers. Blazers next week will be on the road to Blue Valley Southwest at Blue Valley High, and that will not be an easy game itself because we know Coach Lowe, he's pretty good, and he'll have the Timberwolves going as Trayvon Wrench has it on the quick snap, and he will not get in there for the first down, as it will be another turnover on downs for the Blazers, and we'll have to check the record book. The first time the Blazers have been shut out in a game in a long, long time.
Be interesting to see the outcome of that game tonight between Blue Valley Southwest and Blue Valley Northwest, and that'll give just some more indication of how these teams are going to stack up against one another. Northwest coming off a 3-point loss last week to this Bishop Miege team, and Southwest coming off of about a 20-point loss, if I recall, to Blue Valley High.
You know what? I can take a look at scores going back about 3 years.
You probably can. I should have asked you before I blurted something out like that.
I printed everything out. Taking a look at the scores last year, and mind you that Blue Valley and Bishop Miege met 2 times last year. As taking a look at the scores last year, as the clock's running down with 25 seconds on the game clock, Bishop Miege lost to Blue Valley by a score of 28-13, and then they lost in the first round of the 5A state tournament on the 2-point conversion. I believe the score was 37-35, or check that, 36-35. It was a 1-point loss, but
do you have a score on Blue Valley Southwest last week?
They lost to Blue Valley 33-7, 33-6, excuse me.
Okay.
And that's going to be the end of the ball game as the Bishop Miege Stags come in and ruin the Blazers' home opener as they win by a score of 34-0. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll take a look at a few of the stats, and we will have a word with Coach Grunhart here on the Blazer Broadcast Network in 810 Varsity Sports.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
America's Computers, for all your PC and laptop needs. John and the boys at American Computers at 1823 East Santa Fe in Gardner.
Hickman Heating and Air, servicing and repairing all brands of heating and air conditioning equipment. Give Don a call at 856-7730.
Wally's Neighborhood Grill. Check out Wally's daily specials at wallysbarandgrill.com.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragel and Dave Webb, Dustin Hunt, Nick with the C. Reese back with you here at Gardner-Edgerton at the Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed broadcast booth, as head coach Tom Grunhart is getting big congratulations from a lot of the supporters from Bishop Miege, and we'll get a mic down there with him in just a second, as we'll get Dustin over there and get with Coach Grunhard. But this is a game that we mentioned it, but as further it went, it's going to be more and more imperative. This game and this score right now is sending a lot of messages out that it's a three-dog race right now between Blue Valley, St. Thomas, and Bishop Miege.
Well, and it looks like maybe this is going to turn out to be somewhat of a rebuilding year. And, and you hate to jump to conclusions. We're in week 3 here already, and it's just, boy, what a shocker. It's just that the Blazers aren't used to these kind of scores and these kind of games. It's been a long time. And at the same time, you got to be realistic. There's a lot of new faces playing for the Blazers and in some key spots. And it's not just a quarterback. It's at some running back positions. It's at the line positions. And then, of course, defensively last year the Blazers really struggled against some of the dynamic offenses in the EKL. So it may be somewhat of a rebuilding year for the Blazers this year. Deslin's down there with the handset and the mic to head coach Tim Grunhard. And, Coach, you kept the pressure on the Blazers for 48 minutes, and a big win for your program. You guys right now turn around. You got another tough game coming up next week with Blue Valley. As we'll have to check, make sure the mic is turned on the bottom there.
There we go.
There we go, Coach.
You would think a radio guy would know what he was doing. But, no, that's me. I'm ripping myself. I've been doing radio longer than you, son. All right, now, yeah, they're all hard in EKL. Coach Diener's got a wonderful football program here, and there's no better place to play a football game on a Friday night than here. And, we just came out and we were inspired. And, I give a lot of credit to our offensive defensive coordinators who came up with a nice plan. We worked really hard and diligently this week to put it together because we knew they were a very good team, and our kids responded.
Me and you talked, and we did it during the pregame interview. You wanted to give the Blazer defense a lot of different looks, and that was the first time I'd seen kind of like a diamond look, your quad look on one side, and there was times where you kind of pulled out the varsity blues and isolated Trey Parmalee on one side, and it worked. But man, that diamond look on the far side really confused the cornerbacks.
Well, yeah, that's something we try to do, and the other thing we exploded, what we call explode, out of some full sets out of some 4 and 5 receiver looks, and try to give them all kinds of different looks. We knew they had a great linebacking crew. We wanted to see if we can isolate them and make them make a decision whether they wanted to cover or wanted to bring pressure. When they brought pressure, we were able to get some guys open. When they didn't, we were able to get some pass protection and look down the field.
Coach, I don't think there's anyone that ever doesn't think you're going to be pretty potent on offense, but I thought very impressive tonight was your defense and taking on a Blazer offense that had come into the game looking like they were going to be pretty stout running the ball again. And, boy, your guys really stepped up and met that challenge tonight.
Well, they really did. We gave them a little bit different look. We put another linebacker in because we knew that they were going to try and run the ball with 20, and our defensive line was getting some penetration. Our linebackers were playing pretty well. We were aggressive. I told Bradley Ivy, who's a sophomore, that 44 is the best linebacker in the EKL, and let's see if you can match up with him, and he did.
Well, I was going to say, I think Ivy's going to buy some real estate in the Blazer backfield as many times we called his name tonight.
Well, yeah, he's a young kid. He's a sophomore. He reminds me a lot of your guy, 44, and they got a good football team, and they're going to be great. But I'm going to run over my guys. They're getting itchy over there, guys. But, we're just happy to get out of here healthy, and it was a fun football game.
Thanks for all your assistance, and congratulations. Coach Tim Grunhard with the Bishop Miege Stags, and I'll tell you right now, Dave, that's one impressive defense that you just talked about, and I'll tell you right now, it's going to be interesting to see what that game next week with Blue Valley is going to be like.
Well, it really is, and this every week you learn a little bit more about the standings, and obviously, and you learn a little bit more about how teams are stacking up against one another. And Blazers took a little step back tonight, obviously, and I think Miege took one great big step forward tonight in some of maybe the playoff predictions and projections that might be being cast out there right now. So. Be interesting to see what some of the other scores around the league were tonight, and pick up the pieces and see what happens next week. Blazers got another big win, or got another big week of practice, and